listening to the decision reel.
Hey, welcome to the Decision Reel Movie Review Podcast, where we try and fail and then succeed to review movies of today and yesterday. This week, we're doing a re-review episode. Tara's already... Wait, no, that's not Tara. That's me. I got to remember, you're sitting in Wally's seat now. Different things for different folks. Reid's back this week. We're going to do apparently another one of his favorite movies. We're doing a re-review of the first Ace Ventura.
Yeah, I'm batting a perfect 100 here. 1,000, I should say.
1,000, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And that was by chance.
Completely
by chance.
Because it was a wheel spinner.
It was a wheel spinner.
And also was just a... What you doing?
This is how it's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a very superstitious person, so I'm just going to say, that's how it's going to happen. But next time you do the same thing, I'll get another one of my
We're going to find out.
The big green.
That's lucky. When you're on it every week, it doesn't unfortunately work out that way. You get stuck with some ones you don't want to watch.
Yeah, ask Tara. Last week, what did we do?
Like Terrifier 2 or something.
No, I don't mind those.
We did the first Terrifier.
I don't mind those.
No.
But
what did we watch last week?
you made me watch both of the Mortal Kombats.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, the original? Oh.
We did a Mortal Kombat versus the new Mortal Kombat.
You're welcome.
See?
No.
It's a
I had seen them, but it was not the day that I wanted to have. Watching them back to back.
It wasn't the day.
It wasn't the day that I had looked for.
You didn't have to watch Annihilation, so.
That's true.
No, that's true. We talked about that.
But that is like
about
peak
not having to
entertainment.
watch that.
Like that's a get a special house plant, set it on fire, and watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yeah, exactly. You sit back and enjoy the ride.
I actually haven't seen that one.
It might be
It's terrible.
the best movie you've ever seen.
It's the best bad movie.
I can't possibly believe that could be true.
There are so many incredible quotes in that movie. Like
You told me it was worse than both of the other ones, so I know that it couldn't be the best movie I've ever seen because neither of those movies are even half of the best movie I've ever seen.
What's the Sindel quote that everybody shares?
yeah, that's what I was about to say. It was like,
now
mother,
you die or something.
mother, you are still alive. She's like, too bad you will die. But it's like literally the actors in this movie, like. They probably auditioned for porn, and they're just like, "Look, I'm sorry, you just weren't a convincing enough pizza guy."
I mean,
I'm sorry, maybe you should try Mortal Kombat
The acting
Annihilation.
wasn't good in the first one either. But.
Well, I mean, it has Robin Shou in it, who's a god, so we forgive that.
Anyways, this week, like we said, Ace Ventura, the first one. The plot is a goofy detective specializing in animals goes in search of a missing mascot of the Miami Dolphins.
Nothing, but there's.
I mean, that's straight to the point. It's exactly what happens.
Part-time goofy physical comedy, part-time gripping police drama.
Yeah, I mean, there are some good detective work in this movie. Think about it. Right?
Yeah, with the door.
Just saying. And the part where he's talking about, the cockroach and seeing the size of his dick.
Yeah, became insanely jealous.
It's funny.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
He does. I mean, he's got skills. They're there.
I always thought they kind of hint at it somewhat in this movie. It'd be like him, maybe he was going to be a cop, but he just loves animals.
I get that. Animals are better than
humans.
People, so.
Still, I mean, that movie just opens up so well. Just like you're like, all right, no idea what this guy's doing, and he plants the fake dog. He has obviously the fragile box. He's just playing soccer with it,
which is peak Jim Carrey. But obviously, at this point in time, unless you were watching in living color, nobody knew who this was, right? Or obviously, he was doing stand up and stuff like that. But for this to be the introduction to Jim Carrey is crazy for most people. To me,
yeah, it's a lot. It's just it's rapid fire, everything. Just even throwaway quotes are I quote them to this day. His landlord, hey Ventura, he's like, yes, Satan.
Yeah,
it's when someone calls me and I don't feel like dealing with them. It's like, yes, Satan.
I even love the fact that he uses the plant every time he goes by the window because he throws it in the same spot and it's still there.
Yep,
it's good shit. I mean, to me, Jim Carrey did have one of the best movie years of all time in this year, 1994. Obviously, you have Dumb and Dumber, you have this, and then you have The Mask.
Was The Mask in the same year as Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, 94.
We did it. I remember because that's why we knew, because we did The Mask and we were like, wait a second, because we were like, this seemed early in his career, but because we were discussing budget and stuff. And we were like, what was he going to get paid for this? Because he still hadn't done much yet, and it was because they all hadn't really hit yet. They were all coming out like that same year.
Right. He was making the movies.
I just always thought Dumb and Dumber came out because I moved to Hawaii in '95, and I thought we watched it like in my hotel. So I thought it came out then. I had no idea it came out in '94 the same year.
Maybe it came out in Hawaii in '95.
I
You know,
don't
it's
know.
harder to get to the islands.
Pacific time,
Right,
you know.
they're behind. It's fine. You know.
They have to swim it across the oceans. It is like all
Back
right.
in '94, maybe, and they're just like, "Hey, we got to get it to you." But no, I mean, huge year for him, obviously. But again, like talking about being nothing. I mean, not nothing, but like not many people
He's
knew about
a
him.
person, Steve.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
hasn't,
He
man.
was
My
not
God.
just. But you get what I'm saying? Like going from obscurity almost to then just being on top of the world is like the best comedic actor is kind of wild to do in 1 year.
He's also run the gauntlet on like the most popular actresses. I mean, Cameron Diaz, then Courtney Cox, Kate Winslet in Eternal
Winslet, sure,
Sunshine, Jennifer Aniston for Bruce. Like he's run the gamut, you know. Like
Yeah, he's up there with Jerry Seinfeld for having the best girlfriends of all time.
true that.
Jesus, and she's just like, I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, none of Jerry's ever work out, you know.
Did they
On
really
purpose?
date? He really date them?
No,
No,
we're
it's
talking
just-
about on
Just
screen.
in the movie?
On screen,
Because they've always said
romances.
that about Adam Sandler too, about how he's always got wives that like.
They're
are-
kind of
are
no-name though.
s-
Like
like
Veronica Vaughn she was kind of a no-name,
Right,
and
right.
But
Virginia Bennett from
Jennifer Aniston has been his other half in multiple movies.
Yeah.
Drew
Kate
Barrymore. Drew
Beckinsale.
Barrymore as well.
Yeah,
Kate
well, they have-
Beckinsale in
Drew
Click.
Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore's been in at least 2 movies. 3.
The Wedding
yeah.
Singer.
3
Most
his
importantly,
other
The Wedding
half.
Singer.
Yeah, 3 his
Best movie of
other
his, in my
is,
opinion.
I'm not disagreeing.
So,
And
he's had a lot of those.
She
too.
mentioned Click. I've never had a movie that makes me every time I have to fast forward a part.
Oh yeah.
Oh
The-
yeah.
Actually, there's
oh,
2
yeah.
parts in Click.
Yeah.
When his dad, yeah.
With his dad at when he pauses it and he's just like, I wish I could,
Yep.
fucking say it or whatever to him. And then when he's dying at the end, oh my God, dude, I'm like,
Yeah,
geez,
yeah.
this is supposed to be a fucking funny movie.
I watched that movie in its entirety one time because it's too emotional.
Well, that's how
Right.
they trick you because like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Adam Sandler. It's gonna be so funny. No.
Nope.
Punch to the gut.
Henry Winkler's in it. You're gonna be
My
sad.
God.
What mama don't know, don't hurt her.
Kate Beckinsale though.
Can get it.
Mm-hmm.
Still can get it.
I mean, original.
Might be
Yeah,
crazy.
no, you
Might
true.
be crazy.
OG
It's fine,
Underworld.
it's fine, it's fine.
True.
You're right.
Also, Pete Davidson's like 6-7 years younger than us, and he dated Kate Beckinsale. So
for
I
him.
mean,
Good for him.
clearly,
That's it. And he's dating all of these ones in real life.
You just got to be funny.
no.
He's going through. Listen.
He's
Just
running
be,
the gauntlet.
Just be funny and be
What
humble
is-
like a bull moose. Apparently,
Right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yes.
There was
Wasn't Kim Kardashian too?
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian. And then there was another actress in there. She wasn't as big, but she was known like to the people who follow her show. I can't remember who it was though. And even the girl that he dated before, like Ariana Grande and stuff, like before he started dating like the ultra, like she was
famous
also
Pretty good looking.
yes, like she wasn't like a famous person, but she was like, yeah, I don't really know what he's doing.
Just be funny. That's
I mean, really
that's
though,
what it is.
he himself is
funny.
an example of that.
Well,
Like we're dating,
Yeah.
we're dating for personality.
so here's the thing, though, is if you look at a lot of the women that he dates, especially like the Kardashians and stuff, considering he has significant daddy issues because his father, unfortunate, was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, they're instantly clicking on that level. Dad issues, boom, he's the guy.
They're locked in, if you will.
Yeah,
right?
peas in
Yeah.
a pod.
I always thought that Pete Davidson was going to be the next Adam Sandler, like the way he was on Saturday Night Live, having like bit parts but nothing crazy. Like Adam Sandler was like that, and then he blew up in movies. And I thought Pete Davidson was going to kind of do the
Not
same
everyone
thing.
can do that. You can like we've
likes
seen
drugs
that
too
happen.
much.
We've seen so many people who are good in stand up or good in sketch work, and then they go and they make a movie, and you're like, all right,
What are you doing
no,
here? This ain't
yeah,
good. This ain't
yeah.
it.
I don't think he has the energy, like the charisma to do it. Like he has
Yeah.
he's probably like people like I would consider myself. Very charismatic in very short bursts, and then I'm worn out.
I
Everyone
think
please
he's
go
been a
home.
great
Can't do it all the
side
time.
character in movies,
Sure,
like
yeah.
like the buddy or whatever. Like I think he's been really entertaining and stuff like that. But as the lead role, it almost has to be an ironic indie type of vibe, or else it doesn't.
King
make
of Staten
sense.
Island movie was pretty good.
It was, but that's what I
that was
mean.
good,
That's still more like
yeah, it's
indie, off the beaten path,
like a satire of
type
his
of
own life.
yeah. So
with Bill Burr.
couldn't put him in like the kind of stuff Sandler did.
No. He can't be in that bar mitzvah movie for his daughter.
I don't think he's going to make the transition to like serious actor. You know, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is getting rebooted with Pete Davidson as
But
Joel
you know
Barish.
what? I almost feel like
watch it.
I almost feel like he could do that more than he could do a comedy movie.
I bet you he could.
Because I feel like the comedy. Because I feel like the comedy in a movie is not right for him. I think he needs the bursts, the sketches. But I think he could, if he really tried, because he's dark enough.
Yeah,
I feel like he could do serious movies. I feel like he just hasn't, because he's always done
Get that if you need to.
goofy stuff. He's always done silly sketches and stuff.
If you need to.
No, it's fine.
He's fine. We get phone calls on this show all the time. People
So
are
popular.
People are calling in. They want to talk to us. It's fine.
People kissing my ass, trying to begging for a trade deal.
Forgot that there
Like
ends up being
dogs.
two
Like
of them
dogs
doing
on
this.
their knees.
It's great, isn't it?
No.
No. Anyways, we're here to talk about and review a movie, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Where to watch this guy? You can watch it for free on Tubi right now. Anywhere else, you got to rent it. Amazon Prime, Google Play, YouTube, Apple TV, and Fandango at home. Tara, where did you watch this?
Plex.
Look at that. And it worked fine.
It did. I mean, it's older.
That's
though,
probably
so.
Might be what it is. The smaller
I know.
videos work. The bigger ones don't. Whatever.
It's really weird. And like you said, it has to be that update. And it has to be just a weird Xbox thing, because it's both of my Xboxes, and they're completely like they're
In different
one is a
places.
brand new, like the most recent console. The other one is a few, what do you call it?
Generations
Generations older. But works on the Fire Stick just fine. The Plex still worked on the Fire Stick just fine. Didn't matter what movie it was. But on the Xboxes, if the movie was like a 4K movie or like a new, didn't work.
So it's
Wasn't
just not
working.
handling.
But was
the
working just
connections.
fine before whatever that was,
Right.
It's so much
3 weeks
smarter.
ago.
Interesting. You good?
Yeah, no, I flipped this around. I was like, oh
yeah,
man, it's
yeah.
so much more convenient.
That's where it's at. Look at
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Anyways,
having it.
Solving problems.
Pet Detective Ace Ventura is written by Jack Bernstein, Tom Shadak, and Jim Carrey is credited with writing this movie.
Wow, so we
I
also
mean,
got
see
a
that.
writer's credit.
Yeah.
If
in
you,
his
I
first
mean, it's
year.
100% written by him.
And
like half of the jokes. Are
I
so
wonder if it's
Jim
he
Carrey.
didn't actually sit down and write it with them. He was just doing so much off the cuff that they had to keep it in the movie. And they're like, he did so much that he's got a writing credit now.
Yeah, it's like think of
Like
it
so much ad-libbing that
Right.
we were like, okay, well, we have to.
Everything he said was not what we wrote. So
We're gonna be in a
has to-
police station.
We gotta
What-
give him
what are
something.
every opportunity of physical comedy in a police station done. All right, now we're at a dolphin tank.
Right.
Every potential physical comedy.
let's talk
ready,
out
set,
your
go.
butt. and he's
Actually,
giving it
on
to
that
you.
note, though, think
Do you have
about all
some
of like
Banaka?
all of the comedy movies or even the TV shows where people have said how much like ad-libbing has happened.
Yeah.
They could all fight for writer credit.
Well, they could. I
Writer's
mean,
credit on all of
I
those
think it might be a
things.
percentage thing, right? Like, hey, we had this written down for you, and you only ad-libbed like 4 of the lines of 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where versus Jim Carrey going, I just made this whole movie up. So
Because we've seen, even on here, we've talked about multiple comedy movies where they have said that they kind of just let, like Date Night,
yeah.
where that scene where they're at dinner and they were just letting Steve Carell and Tina Fey
go back and
rip,
forth, right.
and they were like, we'll just pick what worked best. So they just kept saying funny things for that one part, and then they just picked what worked best, and then they shoved them all into the blooper reel, so you can still hear them all.
Imagine editing all that, just having to go.
And it
through
wasn't
one of
even
those
the
things,
funniest.
guy.
Some of them aren't even the funniest ones.
Right,
like the ones
right.
that they pick and then they put them in the bloopers later, like the ones that they didn't use. And I'm like, these were funnier.
To
I
certain
mean, I'm
people.
sure they
Yeah,
choose
yeah,
them
yeah.
for a specific reason, but some of them I'm like, no, I would have laughed a lot harder. at
That
this
can't
one.
get through the
Like-
rating board, so we're gonna
Exactly.
yeah.
Like this one would have taken our F bombs over the limit.
Get
So,
one F bomb per like PG-13
PG-13,
film.
yeah. And then one small titty. That's it.
Small
PG-13.
small titty.
Small titty.
But speaking of like bloopers that are like the best. And
Speaking of titties, no.
Speaking of Jim Carrey.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Speaking of Jim Carrey's titties, no, Liar Liar, like one of my favorite bloopers of all time, like makes me laugh hysterically is the origami where it's like Mrs. whatever his name, and he just like walks up to the stage with like a little piece of paper, and goose.
Yeah,
It's
and then just like I love watching
I wish
the
they
bloopers
just
of
left
that.
that
I
in.
love that they have that at the end, and even when he's going back and forth with the lawyer, and she calls him an overactor, and he can't even finish the next thing he's supposed to say because he's too busy laughing at her calling him an overactor.
Which is funny. You also you do know the in living color character that is in the end of Liar Liar.
Oh,
Fireman Bill.
That's incredible.
So when he's getting stretchered out,
Oh yeah, you can see him.
he's in the
background.
crowd watching him.
Oh my god.
It's great.
I
And
never even noticed that.
I didn't either. I was like, no way. Go back and watch it. He's there the whole time.
It's so I didn't even
Yeah.
notice until I was older, and I was like, wait, hang on, he's right there.
That's Fireman Bill. It's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Directed by same guy that wrote it, Tom Shadak.
What
He's
else?
done some other stuff.
Yeah, that's-
Tara, why don't you use this computer you got here and look up Tom Shadak? Because he's also done, I believe, Bruce Almighty. He's done some other big movies.
Nice.
With an
So that is an SHADYAC.
would not have spelled it that way.
Nope. But he's done a lot of good movies.
Oh,
that you
he's
think of.
oh my god, he's
Literally like
Oh my
every.
God.
Yeah.
no, he's the guy
He's from
Professor.
Falls Church.
yeah, the professor in the dolphin who's tracking the dolphins.
Yep.
When he's like, is that the red or the white?
Yeah,
I
or
always
the
get
white.
strong. I
Patch
always get strong.
Adams.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
So he's a director and a producer. So in some of these, I guess he could have been.
I wonder how many
One or the other,
of the
but-
movies he's in.
You could either go to, you could probably a lot. Liar there. Accepted? No way. Chuck and Larry.
What?
You could go to either IMDb
Yeah,
or
to-
Wikipedia, and it would show you what he's
The actual like
yeah,
directing. Yeah.
directing or whatever. But
Wow.
but definitely more than you think.
That's just so funny. I never realized he was the professor.
Yeah.
You know,
hot.
fun trivia, and this might be on your trivia for later, but
Director.
I'm gonna address it because it's always
Go
been one
for
of my
it, yeah,
favorite
yeah.
things. Is the whole scene where he's going to see the professor, and it's like the Cannibal Corpse show.
Yep.
Jim Carrey specifically requested that because Cannibal Corpse is like his favorite band.
Yes, and so I don't. It's not in my notes or my fun facts, but I did know that he
Yeah.
was like, I want a band. I want it to be Cannibal Corpse, and I think they had to either fly them there or they had to fly the whole production to that.
I can't. Yeah, it's one of
Something like that, where it was just like, well, this is not going to make any sense, but we're going to do it anyways for Jim Carrey.
Okay, so he didn't direct on Accepted, so he must have been a producer.
Except
But
not unaccepted. You said unaccepted.
I said Accepted.
On
Accepted.
sorry.
He wasn't a director on Accepted.
Sorry, my
Your
ears
listening
don't work
skills
good.
are unacceptable.
You're right. They're bad.
Patch Adams, though,
Great movie.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Not a lot of people talk about it.
that's
anymore.
gut wrenching. That one's gut wrenching.
Evan
too,
Almighty,
though.
terrible.
Honestly, Ron Williams is in so many like movies that make me like genuinely upset. I mean, again,
In a good way.
yeah, but
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you know, we were talking about this is another one of my favorite movies, like Ace Ventura. But like, literally my three favorite actors of all time, like Robin Williams, Christian Bale, Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Like,
I can see that.
Yeah.
And that tracks.
but
So you must love Reign of Fire. Hates
yes,
it.
no,
Okay.
no, I even made a point of this. Like, I think last time I talked about this with you, like when Reign of Fire ended, like the credits rolled, I was like, what, 12, 13 years
Sure,
old, something like
probably
that.
then, yeah.
And, like when the credits rolled, me and my brother, like everyone was like, all right. And me and my brother were like, you know, teenagers. We were the only people, we stood up.
Yep. Because it's so good.
I just love dragons, man.
Yeah.
Me
Remember-
too.
Remember when Dragonheart came out?
Dude, don't get me started on
Oh,
Dragonheart.
Dragonheart. Yeah.
Look at
that's-
Einen. Like, dude.
Dude, that guy creeped me out for years of my life.
The
though.
character, the king, like the young kid who gets
when
the
he's
half dragon.
yes,
and
when
he
he's
grows up.
older and he's
Yeah.
a prick. Like he
Yeah, yeah.
he not just like, oh, he's an asshole. Like he creeped me out. The way he acted with the girl and stuff like that too.
yeah,
he
yeah.
just made me icky
It's also Dina
for
Meyer,
like
right? From
for like
Starship Troopers?
so long.
It is, isn't it?
I think so. That sounds about right.
It is.
He made me feel so uncomfortable.
Don't like that.
Didn't like that.
No, didn't
Sure,
like
sure
that
you
at
love
all.
Starship Troopers though.
Dude. Love Starship Troopers.
If there's one fascist universe I want to live in,
Doing my part. Have
Starship
you
Troopers.
seen any of the sequels?
no. In fact, like one of my buddies has the books, and he's like desperately trying to get me to read them.
The books are probably good.
I didn't even know
The
there were books.
yeah. Well, so it's based on a book.
Okay.
The whole movie, and it's
I believe you.
Sure.
I just didn't know. I just didn't
It's just
know.
the book is much more. This is what my friend told me, and this is what like intrigues me. Is like the book is very tongue in cheek, and then the movie is just like literal fascist display.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just put it right out there,
Kind of
yeah.
makes it seem like they're the good guys.
right.
Whereas I mean, it's kind of like American Psycho. If you read
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
American Psycho the book, and you're reading about him, you know, cooking people's brains and trying to eat them and all that stuff, you're just like, oh man, this guy's like really messed up. But the movie just kind of makes him the hero of his own story.
Right,
It kind of changes the perspective.
Yeah.
No, the movies, I would say they're all definitely direct to DVD sequels. There's one that's really good, and I can't remember if it's the third or the fourth, but they bring back Johnny Rico.
That's what. My friend was telling me. one
yeah,
of the sequels
and
was
it's like
good.
Marauder or something. It's actually a good movie, but it suffers from not having enough money to make
Bad
it
budget,
good.
yeah.
Right. So like the CGI is kind of fucking shitty, but the story and everything, like even the acting's not bad. I would say watch it if you're ever like, I'm fucking bored. I want to see people kill bugs. The one with Johnny Rico comes back. It's got to be 3.
You know, I think it's just based on educated guessing now. It's got to be the 4th. Because think of it this way. Let's assume they had 2 shite sequels, and it's like, all right, we got to have Johnny Rico back for the 4th.
Okay. It might be
The rule
4.
of
Could be
rule
the
of
argument. I mean,
trilogies.
the logic is there.
Tara, figure it out for us. I just type in Starship Troopers there at the top. You know what? You're probably right. It's probably the 4th one. Because I remember the second one is really stupid because the alien takes over a person.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's almost like, what was the Natasha Henstridge 90s alien movie like that?
Mimic or something?
No, sort of like that. But basically like it's
Species.
Species. Yeah.
That's Mimic was the Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, Species.
Nope, it's 3. Starship Troopers 3 Mirage.
Son of a biscuit.
But 2 is, Hero of the Faction, terrible. And then Invasion, I think, is, well, no, that's I don't know, whatever. The third
There's
one.
an
watch
animated
that.
one. too, I
Second,
think.
this is the 4th,
Yeah.
this is the 3rd.
There was a show. Did you remember watching the Starship Troopers show called
Never.
Roughnecks?
Never.
It was CGI. It was actually really good.
No, I've
Like,
seen it.
it was on, what channel was it? It wasn't like a Nickelodeon. It was something.
It's probably sci-fi.
It was Cartoon Network because it was on Toonami, but it was like it was in the morning. It was really weird, and it was actually a good show. Every episode was kind of the same, and they also kind of go over the same stuff that happens in the movie too, like the whole you know how like they bomb that one place. They actually show it from the people's side,
Oh, okay.
so a little bit different.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't know how we got to talking about aliens in a Pet Detective review, but it's fine. That's what we do here.
Ace Ventura, Alien Detective.
Ooh,
Oh.
there's a sequel idea.
Extra detective reel.
Fucking, he's on the moon and shit, or on Saturn.
Yeah.
That's funny. This is rated PG-13.
Actually, that's great.
What-
He's
yep.
because he's on the moon. Instead of loser, he's like Lahu Naher.
Look at that. Look, we're already writing it. It's fine. But yeah, rated PG-13 for off-color humor and some nudity. His butt in the shower.
Yeah, there's
I
the butt in
mean-
the shower, and then Captain Winky. But that's a.
Can we talk about this scene for a second? So there's cops all around them in a circle, right?
Uh-huh.
So half of those cops are already looking at her butt, his butt, whatever you want to say. So they're seeing Captain Winky.
None of them said anything.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
actually, no, because if the warehouse scene, Fingal is standing in front of Dan Marino along the water where the dolphin is.
Yeah,
And
but
it's-
aren't
and it's-
they on the other side
You can
of the
see
water?
them behind them.
I don't think so. I thought they were like because the water's right there, and it's Marino who calls him over and is like, "Hey,
Well, look, we're looking at it
Right here.
live right now.
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh,
They're right behind them.
yeah, you're right."
I mean, is her shirt covering it up? Well, no, because then how would Marino have seen it?
That's what I'm saying.
They're just, it's sleight of hand. They got him looking up.
Dude, I could have never have gotten this like the best timing in my life. They're looking at that before they show. Yeah, so like,
Touche.
that's my only qualm about this movie is that
She got around.
I mean,
Kissed all those guys. Or
Well,
else they wouldn't
sorry,
have been
but your
spitting.
gun is digging
They
into
wouldn't
my
have been
hip.
spitting and throwing up. That's why they did that. Because
I never thought about that.
You didn't?
that's
Why
why
did
they're
you think they were doing that?
That's why everyone's spitting because they all made out with him. Them.
I thought it was just, oh my god.
Oh my God.
that's a dick.
No,
I
because
never-
if it
should
was
Google rape.
if it was because they were grossed out, they would have been like throwing up instead of spitting. But they were spitting because
But
they
I mean,
kissed her,
fucking-
it's for the same reason Ace
He's
Ventura
like,
the plunged his
which
face.
is still so ridiculous. It's not like her dick was in his mouth. It was just a kiss.
Hold on. You don't know that with some of these guys.
Yeah, they might have played, done play the blindfold or something.
Right.
Well, then they
Hide
wouldn't
the
be.
sausage.
Well, then,
Whose gun is digging in?
then but then if that's the case, they wouldn't be surprised by her being a man.
But they're just going along with everybody. Like, oh yeah, she's a man. What?
What I meant Jim Carrey's reaction to
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah. A
All
little
they
over
did
the
was
top.
kiss.
Let's be real.
Yeah,
If they
that's-
did this
come
today,
on.
that's a little transphobic.
Yeah, like no, it is.
Yeah, can we
like,
Google Ray Fingal pronouns?
It's a little homophobic, straight up. Honestly,
yeah.
like
I'll give you that. It's
just a kiss
yeah, but it's at the same
Only a
time,
kiss.
it's like
and her gun.
it's unironically catfished.
have that kind of surgery done over the weekend.
It's still the idea that
Oh, I'm not saying not be like shocked and be like upset by it, but like to the where he needed to
plunge his face.
Well, as someone in Liar Liar infamously said, he's an overactor.
Well, yeah.
Touche, sir. That's a good one.
That's his thing.
That's a shtick.
That's his thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
funny,
him with the
though.
plunger like is still iconic. It's hilarious.
It's great. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. It's good. Yeah. It's a good. Come on, it's a good.
Still-
They didn't even kiss that much. Also, was it that same day?
No, it would have.
So
been
he would have already
so-
brushed his teeth and everything.
Yeah, but still the realization,
there,
it's the psychological trauma.
right.
You know.
Okay.
Still, one of the best montages is all the things he does to get punched, or
Oh,
so
yeah,
he can
yeah,
check the rings. You know.
Yep.
That's what I was gonna say was my favorite part is
Yeah.
the sequence of like the montage.
I like him as a fan. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
And then he gets he gets punched in the head or whatever.
And he's looking at it
Counting.
in the mirror. Yeah.
Can we talk about how Super Bowl rings are so much more extravagant nowadays than just, what was it, 6 diamonds?
Yeah, well, you know,
What's with the times?
inflation. You know,
Okay.
again,
Times.
minimum wage has gone up $1. Cost of Super Bowl ring has probably gone up about 100 million.
Right.
Like
Ridiculous.
Which is crazy.
we are
yeah.
the 99%.
Something
Also,
like
who
that.
decided they needed rings for winning
You got to
these
remember
things?
what you've done.
People with egos.
with a ring?
Yeah.
I mean, there's Lombardi trophy, but yeah.
Yeah. Also, like when you get married, you get a ring, so you're remembering that.
But you get the one ring.
I
rule them
I
all?
won my.
You don't get a
wife.
wing. You don't get a wing.
I get a wing.
You don't get a ring every anniversary.
But if I married multiple women, I would get multiple rings, and if I win multiple Super Bowls, I get multiple.
So are you
Super Bowl
comparing?
rings.
Are you comparing
What we're saying is that
winning a Super Bowl to getting married?
What he's saying is that Mormons like jewelry. That's why they have polygamy, because they
They
just
want
want
all
more
the
rings.
rings.
Yeah, it's Shang-Chi and the 10 rings. You know how he
Exactly.
got
You know
them?
what? I never thought
Fucking
about
around.
that. I never thought about that. That,
Fucking around.
that guy or has to buy multiple rings.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy who's married to multiple women, he has to buy multiple rings.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure in like half of those cultures, it's like the wife or the bride's family like fronts everything. It wouldn't surprise me if they like
Yeah.
the,
I don't
endow-
About
the endowment
ring,
is like
though. I
they're
would think
buying
the
their
ring
own ring.
is. Yeah, well, maybe. I guess I don't know enough.
I've often thought, because I've watched some of those shows, right, or whatever on TLC, like,
Yeah.
so do I have a night of the week with him? Like, tonight, we're fucking.
Yes.
But tomorrow, Jennifer's fucking him.
So
Like,
yeah, sometimes. So
what if I'm not in the movie?
did you ever watch? I cannot remember the show with Bill Paxton where he was like a modern day polygamist. They lived in the suburbs though, and he owned 3 houses and they shared a backyard
I own 3 wives.
so
as
that
well.
they could like still.
Oh, wait.
all-
Hold on. They all had different houses, the wives?
They
and
had-
he went to different houses and he had different bedrooms that he had to be in.
So
Fuck, that's too much.
because he was also like some.
Just filter the
He was
women
also
out.
some political face of some sort. So he had his main wife, which was his first wife, and that was who the public knew as his wife. But then the other 2 wives lived in the houses next door, and all 3 houses shared a backyard, and they all, raise each other's kids, coexist or whatever. But the show was about him trying to keep that under wraps, but also then as the show went on, they were trying to normalize it because it was part of his
Sounds like a really uncomfortable
religion and
right?
stuff.
Like, okay, we all get together.
But there were
And
known,
what-
I
wife
mean,
number
there
one,
were known
wife number
actors and
2.
stuff in the show, but I cannot remember.
And,
the name
and the
of
kids from
show.
different wives start
Maybe it
fucking
was
or
just like
something.
Big Family or something like that. I don't know, but it was
Here's the other thing. Do you have a number 1 wife?
yes, your first wife.
So
And
your first
with
wife
the
is
first
number-
pick in the National Wife Draft,
It's usually the first. It's usually the first wife. So that's who was his
She's
main.
the patriarchy of it
She
all.
was the public. She was his wife.
That just sounds like too much work, man.
Oh, I agree.
I don't want to.
far too much.
But yeah,
One-
but that's what he would do. He would
No offense
stay
to
in
my
their
wife.
houses.
One
He
wife
would, they
is too
would,
much work.
They would rotate.
Right.
You know who
Nice.
never had more than one wife?
Jesus.
Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah, that too. Look at that. He's bringing it around. I like. I
Never
like
even
this guy.
had one.
Yeah, but he had he technically had one multiple times. That was
Right.
Courtney Cox in
Yeah.
the film.
Again.
Well, yeah.
When you hear the jungle music.
Yeah. I love it.
3
And-
times. Yeah, sorry, I must be tired. Okay, I'm going in.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Speaking of that, this is starring Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura, Sean Young as Lieutenant Lois Einhorn, or Ray Finkel, if you're looking at it that way. Courtney Cox as Melissa Robinson. Didn't even know that her name was Melissa. I've seen this movie probably 40 times in my life. Does he say Melissa?
Multiple times.
I mean, I'm certain that they call her by a name. Danger, Miss Robinson.
I didn't realize Steve had such a crush on Courtney Cox. He was just gazing at her the whole time.
Just look at it. Oh, it's
No
Courtney.
name. She needs
Courtney to
no
me.
name.
Needs no name. All right,
She needs to be my second wife.
maybe the third. I don't know. We'll put her down a peg. I always fuck this up. This name
90s Courtney Cox.
Is it Tone Lock or is it Tony Lock? Everybody says he's a famous rapper from the 90s.
Tone Lock.
Oh, yeah. The
Tone Lock?
The
Tone
cop.
Lock.
Yeah.
He's in. He's also in the hit cinematic masterpiece Surf Ninjas.
Yes, he is.
One of the greatest films of all time.
All time.
Tone Lock.
Tone Lock, sure. Tone Lock is Emilio. Definitely that's his name. Dan
Emilio!
Marino. Dan Marino is himself. Noble Willingham is Riddle. John Capotis
Someone named
is
their
Sergeant
Aguado.
Aguado.
Noble.
Yeah, I guess. And Troy Evans is Roger Podacter.
Roger Bedactor. He's in
Well,
a movie
Roger
for.
Podacter's dead. He's in it for a little bit. Let's be real. He's in the beginning talking about, Snowflake with the.
It's true. Enough to get a credit, I suppose. But,
And then he dies.
That
And
funky
then-
Cole Medina.
he plunges to his death.
God, that must have sucked.
Must have.
That's a far
Plunging.
plunge to his death.
Tell you what, dude, hiking Angel's Landing, when you get to the top, there's a straight ledge and it's 5,000 feet straight down. I've never had a vertigo so bad in my life. When you look down, you're just like,
Oh my God.
you feel like you're already going.
Yeah. I got a problem with I can go to the highest thing in the world and look straight down. We're good. But if there's something over my head where I'm up high, I cannot look above me. It gives me that the feeling when you go over like a hill
Yeah.
in the the tingles and the jingles.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
I
the
get
butterflies.
I get that if I just it's the weirdest thing. Yeah, I
I
tried
wonder
to
if it has
explain
something to do with okay, if I look up, I can't see
I can't see.
I know
that.
I can't see down.
His
so
brain is hyper focusing on below.
Maybe.
So that splitting his attention to up is it's disorients him.
But I've gone to the CN Tower in Toronto. I've gone to the one that's in Niagara Falls, and I've just hung over the edge, all right, cool, whatever. But if I go, I need to touch something, I'm just
no,
fucks me
I
up.
don't.
Well,
I don't. No, I don't like.
Too
that.
bad they didn't have Steve Muscolzi as Roger.
I don't
Bedactor.
like the.
too bad because I would have just been flying.
I don't like the.
I wish I
don't
could
like
touch the
down.
ground. I just can't stop levitating. I didn't do anything.
Everyone says it. It's
I
Balance
don't like it down.
breakfast, all it takes.
I have no problem with flying, flights and stuff, but I don't like heights.
I hate flights and heights. Well, I mean, heights.
Flights and heights.
Flights and, well, I
Put
mean,
that on a
a
t-shirt.
flight is
Like I
height.
wouldn't have been able
You're
to
right,
look.
you're
I
absolutely
wouldn't have
right.
been able to
Height is
get close
flight.
enough to the edge to look over it
Mm-hmm.
at where you're talking about. Because I know, knowing that drops off and there's a drop down there, I wouldn't have been able to get close enough to the edge to look.
Yeah, meanwhile, there's one dude who was just his whole foot's over it. And the crazy thing is, there's chipmunks up there, right? It's just the craziest thing. These suicidal chipmunks. They're doing parkour on the rocks all around the ledge, and the whole time these chipmunks are jumping at this guy. I'm just waiting for one of them to karate kick him in the back.
Have
and
you
send him
seen those
to his
the video clips of those goats that live literally
on the
on
right side
they're
of the road.
walking
Yeah.
they're not there's nothing under their feet. They're walking on they stress me out.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's their
insane.
life. They're fine. They're fine with it. But
I'm so scared for you.
Watching
Right.
the videos stresses me out. I'm like, do you have any idea?
They are all over
How high?
Kalalau and Kauai when we did that, and you can literally go on this trail and you can just kill one of the goats or the rams on this
Sure.
trail. So when
Why?
For money.
population control and
Okay,
and I guess they do attack people occasionally. So
How? They're on.
well, there's a trail and
jump
you have
at
to you're stuck on the trail. So if they're they're walking sideways on the
Oh my
rocks
God, do
and
they
all, but
push people off the
yeah,
edge?
but if they come up on the trail,
They might.
and they're gonna bull rush
Have
you.
they
but
done that? Have they knocked people
I'd
off?
have to look that up, but I not to my knowledge. But yeah,
Who's
when
gonna
we were,
believe a goat pushed him off of here?
when we were coming out,
This is
though,
a suicide if I've ever seen
we had
one.
multiple
Right.
guys just with
How did
10
Jim die?
pounds of hiking gear and 30 pounds of hunting gear.
Oh my God.
Crossbows, steel tip bolts, and all that.
I'm here for the goats.
Yeah.
I don't even
hear
like-
the views are delightful.
I don't-
but all
we
I care
were-
about is the innards of a goat.
When we were in California and we were
Like a
driving
good wallet.
up alongside a mountain, and then you went down the other side to get wherever we were going.
Sure.
And that stressed me out. Even just driving and knowing that the drop was there That stresses me out.
Don't like it.
Especially if it's on my side. Like you're going up this way and I'm in the passenger seat and the edge is like right there. And I'm like,
When you're in the comfort,
I'm like leaning in the truck. Like I could go anywhere. I'm like leaning.
when you're in
away
the
from
comfort of your
window.
own home, Google or YouTube The Road to Hana.
Oh.
It's in Maui, and we did it as a kid, and I did it as an adult. It's much safer now because they actually have guardrails, but the road is less narrow than this table.
No.
And like multiple
No.
cars will come and be head on, so that
Nope.
one has to like basically go off on the side like this and let the other one pass. But if you go off the side, you're
Dead.
No.
and yeah, again the road's tiny.
Can't do it.
It's very
Can't.
yeah, it's.
I've seen even
extremely
like
stressful.
the clips of people like that are doing like the dirt biking or the rock climbing on those very tiny like
Not for me.
trails on mountain like up in the mountains and stuff. Do you
Don't
remember
like
that?
it.
What was it? It was like a ring commercial or jewelry commercial where the woman was like climbing up like and then she's like standing on this very tiny
Something.
edge of a cliff that's like over like a ravine or something. That was it would like show up before movies and stuff all the time, and it would stress me out. I'm like, why are we?
Can't watch this movie now
Why
because
are
I'm
we
fucking
here?
freaked
I'm
out.
like- stressed.
Not for
Yeah,
me.
I'm so glad that they put on this whatever movie is now I'm about to watch.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Anyways, speaking of movies, we're watching Ace Ventura.
No,
Runtime
you
on
watched
this
it.
guy, 86 minutes. I think that's where a comedy
That's fine.
needs to be.
Yeah,
An
it's
hour and a half. It needs to be there.
surprisingly short.
It's funny too because a lot does happen in this movie. You know,
Yeah.
for it being such a short runtime, you got a murder. You got to talk about him first and like understand who he is. Then you got to have, hey, this is the fucking the dolphin, and then we got to figure out what happens. And then, you know, at the end, he's punching a eagle in the face, and you know,
what is an eagle? But it's what's a seagull?
Well,
but an
he-
eagle of the sea.
He cost
Exactly.
him $25,000.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you know,
Polly.
yeah.
Jesus. Anyways, release date February 4th, 1994. February? Just feels like they throw movies in February to die.
so this one
Yeah.
was also first then too of
Yeah.
the '94 movies.
yeah,
that
this
he
would have been
had.
the first like, hey, this is Jim Carrey, and what a way to. This is Jim Carrey. All right.
I mean,
let's
I
ride.
would say even just going from this, if it went straight from this to the Mask, I still feel like that would be abrasive because the Mask is
Yeah.
pinnacle of over the top.
I feel like we looked this up, but I don't remember if it was The Mask or Dumb and Dumber that came.
Look,
It was
Mom,
Dumb and
I'm
Dumber, then The Mask.
roadkill.
Because I remember us being surprised by them because we were like, it depends on. Because you even read, I think it was in your fun facts, where
Yeah.
like they almost renegotiated or something because the success of Ace Ventura hadn't even really
Hit. Yeah.
hit yet after they had already signed him up for the other movies.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it is this Dumb and Dumber than
And
The
then The
Mask. And you're right. I never even thought about that. But if like everybody would just think this is Jim Carrey and he's just wacky and over the top and this is too much. And you're right. Maybe The Mask wouldn't have been as like good of a movie or not as good of a movie, but well received.
It just would have been so abrasive.
Right.
Well,
So
I mean,
having
not,
that.
not that Dumb and Dumber wasn't though.
Well, yeah, but
kind
he's
of over the
not.
top.
He'd
as well.
earned enough respect to do something. Like honestly, the first time we watched Dumb and Dumber, we turned it off. Is like
Stupid. It was
But
good
I
thing.
couldn't
dumb
do it.
and
I did that with
yeah,
Anchorman.
It
actually.
starts dumb and then it gets dumber.
it just goes from there.
Yeah, it was.
And then it's the dumbest.
yeah, and then
I don't know. Have you
kinda
seen the
find it
sequel?
pretty-
The dumbest.
I refuse.
Watch it.
You know what's funny to me though is like had he not popped off with like Ace Ventura and The Mask, think about it. Like he would have been. You know where he probably would have gotten his big break would have been like. He would have been doing the scary movies with the Wayans brothers because from In Love and Color and stuff.
I mean, now that you say that, you're probably right. Like he would have just been relegated
He'd
to
be in White Chicks.
Yeah, he'd be the guy in the background in White Chicks.
Yeah, exactly.
He could have been one of the other cops.
Yeah.
One of the ones that were like following them.
There's like certain movies where it's like you just can't replace a lead,
No,
and it's basically
White
every
Chicks. Wait, what?
Jim Carrey movie.
you're not wrong. Like think of anybody else.
Robin Williams, I think those are the two most interchangeable.
Okay.
Like,
So
I think
you
they
could put Robin Williams in a Jim Carrey movie and vice versa.
Yeah, like Good Will Hunting is Robin Williams being like super dramatic and it's excellent.
Sure.
But like Jim Carrey does Eternal Sunshine and
Sure.
it's excellent.
Sure.
You know.
I still don't think I could. I can't. I personally can't see Jim Carrey in something like Good Will Hunting, but I could see Jim Carrey in Flubber.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I could see him voicing the genie. Like
Yeah.
I could see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
There
he'd
are
be an amazing
some
genie,
that I
yeah.
could see, but other ones.
But like, I can't see Robin Williams in Liar Liar because it would be a completely different movie. He wouldn't be unhinged like that. He would be, but it would be I don't even know what it would be.
I don't think I could see him in The Mask either.
I just
For that same reason, I think The Mask is almost too unhinged for.
But think
Not that I don't think Robin could do it, but I feel like he's also not as physical comedy as he is here comedy.
Isn't Mrs.
and
Doubtfire
voices
sort
and
of
stuff?
The Mask anyways?
I mean,
It's
hello. I mean,
a little different.
He is
No, he's wearing a mask.
pie
He
mask,
is,
yeah.
but she's moving slowly and stuff for the most part. She's not
You've a denied
jumping all over the place and singing and dancing.
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
she's dancing with a vacuum. But
Who's the villain of that movie?
Pierce Brosnan.
no,
Is he?
No.
she is. No, she is.
No, he is.
Well, that's what I meant
Yeah.
in his Doubtfire, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
I mean, he
is.
definitely
Obviously.
is.
he is. I mean, he is. But
See, here's where I'll say.
I also feel like conversations could have been had before,
Sure.
and I feel like she does kind of say like I've tried, but you're not getting it. But I also feel like I don't know. They did seem like even in the end there seemed like there was love there, so they could have maybe counseling or something before she just.
Maybe, who knows?
I think the big difference.
He's a
with
fun
them
guy,
is-
but she didn't need that anymore.
If
She
you
needed
look
a
at-
partner.
If you look at any movie with Robin Williams where there's kids, though, this is where I think it separates. Like Jim Carrey in like Liar Liar has no problem playing like a terrible father.
Sure.
Robin Williams in all his movies with kids, I think that's probably the line he wouldn't cross.
He's a great dad.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
And you're like,
I mean, look at
who
Patch
wouldn't want
Adams.
this? Yeah.
What Dreams May Come.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie is. I know
Top
it's
tier.
not exactly well
Top tier, though.
embraced, but like visually and everything, and emotionally, that movie's amazing. But yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that's
it's
kind of
amazing.
bigger.
Speaking of that, top 10 time. Top 10 that week. This is February 4th, 1994. Number 10, Iron Will.
No clue.
I feel like I'm picturing like a dog on the
A
Yep.
boat.
You were there.
Oh, it's Iditarod. Oh,
I've seen this.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I
yeah.
have seen that.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot this movie existed.
Wow.
Yep, a
shit.
brave young man is thrust into adulthood as he and his courageous team of sled dogs embark on a grueling and treacherous cross-country marathon.
Wow.
Dude,
I
that-
can
yeah.
see it in my brain.
Yep.
Ooh,
That's so weird that this though came to as soon as you said
Yeah,
Iron
yeah.
Will, I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a dog on that cover.
Yeah, when I saw
but I
the kid
could
on the
not
cover.
tell you anything about the movie. Like I know we were young, but still.
Who's the kid? Who's in it?
I
It's
don't-
just a random
this
dude.
guy. Yeah, that guy that they
Those
just
names-
showed.
His actual name
Run,
is
go down.
this middle initial A
Guy.
F. Yeah, last name.
Mackenzie
Mackenzie
something.
something?
You went too far.
Or was that his name in the movie?
Mackenzie Austin.
Mackenzie, yeah.
Will Stone.
Kevin Spacey. Oh, oh no. No wonder this kid never took off. Yeah, traumatized. Yeah, you got.
Good
Hey,
Lord.
you got Spacey'd.
We don't talk about what that means.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm intrigued. What have you done, man?
Nothing.
Oh, he was in Scandal for some
Magicians?
time.
He's in 2 things upcoming. They could be good. They could be bad.
They could be good if there's dogs.
He's on a soundtrack or something. So he's been in like random TV shows.
Blacklist, 7 episodes. That's pretty good, I guess.
Maybe that's where I recognize
5 episodes of the loudest voice.
No idea.
You. I probably recognize him from You.
What
Isn't that the stalker one?
Yeah.
What a show that I just stopped watching because I went, this sucks.
Oh, it's so
Nah.
still so
I pretty much
good.
turn off every
The
show I
last
start
se-
watching now.
Yeah,
The last
touche.
season just happened.
So
like
hard
the
to
Yeah,
get in
I,
there.
final season.
I think after the 2nd season I stopped when like they start to have a baby or she's pregnant. I was like, I'm out. This is terrible.
No,
Terrible.
honestly,
Not for me, dog.
the second season to me was the best season
Okay.
because
What?
she ended up being
Crazy.
just as twisted as he
Right.
was, and it was such a like you didn't expect that to happen.
Didn't keep my attention. Number 9, Intersection. Looking it up. again.
Intersection.
Intersection. I'm assuming
Is that's like
wow.
Richard Gere? Yeah,
Wow.
what?
Richard
Driving
Gere
on a
shares-
remote highway, indecisive architect Vincent Eastman is torn between reuniting with his estranged, frigid, calculating wife
Frigid.
Sally,
Wow.
or taking
I
up
don't
with
ball
his
chain of mine, she's so
lover,
frigid.
a magazine writer.
What's the IMDb out of 10 on there?
I'm gonna-
Yeah, you do you.
5.4.
5.4. So this is not good. Sharon
It's
Stone.
not well received.
Not well received. I mean, what is these days, right? I mean,
Interesting.
94 though. Number
Frigid.
8, Blink.
Oh, wait. The
Blink?
Blink, not Brink. Blink.
Yeah, I wanted to be Brink so bad.
I've never heard of this.
I don't think I have either.
Meldeline. How do
Is
you say
that
that
the
name?
is that the captain from Elementary?
Might be.
Look like him.
Madeline? You mean Madeline?
Oh yeah, that's how you say that. Madeline, duh.
Emma, a blind violinist who had recently undergone a revolutionary surgery, joins with a police detective to track a serial killer after she was an inadvertent witness to his latest crime.
Kind of dope, actually. Why she got to be a violinist? Why can't she be a pianist?
You know what's so funny? They're like, all right, we're going to have this surgery. We're going to completely change who you are so that he won't know you so you can get in deep. And they'll be like, oh, shit, she's still blind.
Too bad. Go back up. What was the IMDb on that?
So she only changes one eye?
6.2. I mean, that's not terrible. And that girl used to be in a lot of stuff.
She looks familiar.
She's been in a lot of stuff. Madeline
Oh,
Stowe,
yeah.
Emma Brody. Like
yeah. Okay.
She's the
She's
wife
been
from
in
Jaws.
a lot of stuff.
12 Monkeys,
12
yeah.
Monkeys, the best.
The
Last
general's
Mohicans.
daughter. Oh, the general's
The last of the
daughter.
Mohicans.
The general's daughter is.
She definitely went to, I'm just going to be on Lifetime. Playing.
Men are evil and will hurt you. This is Lifetime.
Every movie's the same, but it's a good movie.
This is
To
life.
two people. Yeah, that's it. Number 7, Grumpy Old Men.
Okay, we don't need to look that up. I don't think.
We don't need to look it up. What a good movie, Grumpy and Grumpier Old Men. If you haven't actually watched it,
That's the buddy comedy one, right?
yeah, with
It's like not Morgan Freeman. It's
Danny Glover
There you go.
and
Yep.
Walter Matthau.
Yep.
How did I pull that? It's not Danny Glover. It's fucking Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. But hey, I got one of them.
Yeah.
See, I'm not racist. Look,
Because you're just putting them in all the movies.
yeah, because I want to see him in all the movies.
I wouldn't mind Danny Glover in every movie.
I mean, right? Who
Have you
would get too
seen
old for
Angel
this
in the
shit?
I mean, or
Yeah, it's so good.
Morgan Freeman, honestly, because
Yeah,
that's
or
who you said
Morgan, yeah,
first.
you're right.
So.
Yeah, but Danny earned it first.
You're right.
And he
I
did a
don't
great.
want anything to do with you until the Angels win the pennant.
Yeah, exactly.
What a fucked up thing to say to a child.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll be a family again when my favorite baseball team gets to the finals. Like, all right,
Sure.
shit.
And then it happens, and he's
Yeah,
like, I still don't want anything
And
to do
God
with you.
and God's like, you know what? You know what's cool? Cheating.
It's not in the 10 Commandments. We're just going to make these angels
Thou
come down.
Fine. Yeah.
Thou shalt not steal hand
Let's
signs.
help him out here.
What if like that's what's actually what's happening with the Patriots? Like everyone's like deflate gate and all that, but it was actually angels like deflating the footballs and stuff.
Oh my God.
Like-
a kid was like, I need Tom Brady not to win.
Dad, when are you gonna stop beating me? When the
Maybe-
Patriots win a Super Bowl, son. He's like,
All right.
Maybe
please, Christopher
Twist.
Lloyd.
These balls, we're just going to take a little of these.
twist.
fucking-
Maybe it was Tom Brady's kid.
Maybe it was. Does he have a kid?
Yeah,
He's got multiple of them.
he kisses
Tom
him on the
Brady?
lips.
Never seen him.
He's
Yeah,
got
he's-
they have 4.
Sure he does.
Dad, when will you stop kissing me on the lips? When I get to the Super Bowl, son. I
Yeah,
wish I may. I wish I
that was a
might.
huge thing. Like people were like really debating on the internet because he kissed his son. I mean, his son was young, but he kissed
was
him
like
on
10,
on the
but yeah.
lips, and people were outraged by
My
it.
grandma, my dad's mom, still tries to like kiss us on the lips.
I mean, see, but also
That's an
his
old
wife,
school
his wife
kinda
is
thing.
Brazilian, like
Yeah,
and
and
like
that's different
that's
cultures
different
and-
cultures do different things. But
Ex-wife.
even Italian, like I have friends with big families that still now as grown adults they'll
think-
kiss the elders on.
Well,
their lips
I think
and
then the thing that naturally happens with Italian, because I have a lot of Italian friends, what naturally happens is both people go to kiss the side of the cheek, like right
And
here,
ends up
and
close.
they end up just making out anyway. So
I mean,
it's like-
we've
Well,
got
we're here
it.
anyways.
Oh,
Let's
what
keep
next?
going.
We're Italian and Irish, so it's one of two things. Either you're going around kissing everybody, or you're leaving without saying goodbye.
So you like
know?
cheap stomach
So-
pizza? Haggis.
No,
Don't bag us till you try haggis.
no. But I am one of the family members who does my Irish side and I do the Irish goodbyes instead of the Italian goodbyes.
Where'd Tara go? I don't know. She just left probably like 5 hours ago.
I do that like from afar. I'm at the door already. Bye.
That's how I am too.
Because I also I'll get stuck going around to everybody. You get stuck because then they're like, oh, and what are you doing
popular,
next?
I know everybody.
I'm literally saying goodbye, and they're like, "Where's your next show?" Or "What do you got going on this week?" Well, that was something you could have asked me an hour ago.
I'm leaving.
but
Deuces.
See, I'm an expert. Like my modus operandi is I talk while walking away. That way I know there's going to be no follow-up.
I wish I would
Start walking.
I just
Start walking.
Just
I'm gonna be here next week.
Bruce Banner from the
Yell
old
it.
Hulk TV
Yep.
show, like the alongside the
Yep.
road.
flick my band card at them on
That's
the
all
way.
you gotta
Check
do.
out here.
You want to know?
Yeah.
Follow me on Facebook.
Just say something really controversial at the last second and just like peacefully walk away.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I hate white people.
Right?
Diet crackers.
They ain't fucking asking a question after that.
No.
No, they're not.
I'm out.
Well, it depends.
Speaking of hating white people, number 6, Schindler's List.
And that's what we call transition.
Oh, look at that. Hey, I tried.
I don't think we
Tried
need to look
really
that
hard.
one up. We know what that is. Yeah.
I
Do we though?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, this is like a really stupid joke I came up when I was a kid. It was just like doing movie, you know how like this summer,
Yep.
one man, and just like doing like the movie descriptions, but like just making it like sound unnecessarily pleasant or like misleading, you know, like he's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out who's Nazi or nice. Liam Neeson stars as Oscar Schindler.
Oh my
I
god.
fucked up. But it's good. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. It was fucked up, but we're here for that. Hey, let's just move on. Number 5, I'll Do Anything.
All right, yeah, but what's the movie?
What kind of top 10 are we? What kind of top 10
got
are we
me.
talking about? I'll do anything.
Hit the wrong button.
It just plays like the Pornhub
Nick-
drum. You're like, oh no.
I don't know why that's on here.
Did you see that? Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte.
Oh, Nick
Sure, I'll
Nolte.
do anything. What's he doing, though? An aspiring actor's life gets upended when his ex-wife dumps their bossy, wild little daughter into his custody. So he's going to do anything for his daughter?
I know that little girl.
Sure.
She
She was in the Pepsi commercial. I'm joking.
The one where she puts the flower in the cop's gun.
Right.
Although she doesn't, maybe not, because she doesn't have a recent picture.
Isn't that like one of the Kardashians?
Her name is Whitney. Right.
Whitney.
Not Whitney. Sudden
No,
Death.
guess
She's in
not.
Sudden Death. What a good movie.
I swear she
Tara,
looked
how
familiar.
have you not seen Sudden Death?
I
That
haven't
would be your favorite
I still haven't seen
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie of all time. Hockey, he plays a goalie. He kicks people in the throats with his fucking goalie skates on. It's amazing.
it. So it's like Roadhouse, but with his feet instead of his hands.
So basically, it like accidentally, or not accidentally, there's a bomb threat that gets called into like a Penguins game. So he goes to like try to stop them and ends up going undercover as like the goalie at one point. It's great.
Christ.
It's great.
I actually started watching Commando for the first time in like 25 years the other day. And like,
What's the part where he's like, just hang in there and fucking throws
like
the...
8 minutes in, we lost power because it was when that storm hit. So I was
Oh,
like, all right,
damn.
just no.
That's a sign.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be watching it.
It's not going to add up to Running Man. So
Yeah, you're right.
it's hard to.
Running Man's
nothing
pretty
can.
good.
I don't know.
They're
I
making a
guess-
remake.
I guess I don't recognize her. 'cause
Making
she
a
hasn't
remake
been
with
in-
Glenn Powell.
Yeah, but I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it in your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
Did you see who is directing the Running Man sequel?
I did.
guess
It's
remake.
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah, very
Oh,
excited.
dude, it's gonna be crazy.
Edgar Wright.
I'm here for it.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Do you like Scott
Glenn Powell?
Pilgrim?
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim is like
That's awesome.
just as a movie,
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wally doesn't like it.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, that's a Walter movie.
Such a Walter.
Yeah, that's a Walter movie. That's not Wally. It's not that Wally doesn't like it.
That's a Walter thing.
Wally would love it. Walter doesn't like
Walter
it.
doesn't.
Walter's like,
We
Because
got
Wally,
Too young for me, I don't
Wally
understand
seems
it.
like someone who would like it.
Yeah.
So,
we gotta
but
get Wally help
Walter-
for his multiple personality
Yeah,
disorder.
Walter's over there
As
just ruining things.
Yeah, as my Trump voice has like become an alternate personality, and I'm accusing him of having like
everyone knows it. The best people working on it. Number 4, My Father the Hero.
I remember that one.
I don't.
Yeah, that's
Was he a hero though?
No, it's like the girls like getting married or something like that. I think.
Catherine
And it's
Heigl.
like Jeff
Okay.
Daniels,
What the fuck?
or is it not Jeff Daniels?
I didn't know she was
it
in a
looks like
movie
him.
that old.
That old? Well, she was in. No, even Wish Upon a Star
was
was.
way, like 98,
yeah.
99.
A
Good for her.
teenage girl on vacation in the Bahamas with her divorced father tries to impress a potential boyfriend by saying that her father is actually her lover.
Ew!
Ew! What?
Who's the father? Because he looks old as shit.
That's what I'm saying. He's supposed to be impressive.
I swear I always thought he was like Jeff Daniels, but it's not.
It sort of looks like him.
Yeah, it
Also,
does.
she looks like she's like 14.
Yeah.
Probably is.
What boyfriend are you trying? Well, not in this picture. In this picture, she looks like a 19-year-old
They
at
probably
least.
just put her head on somebody else's
She's
body
so
there.
cute.
Yeah, well.
She was so pretty. I mean, it is so pretty. She still looks the
God,
same.
the 90s. Such a weird time for movies and like incest.
Ah!
What? Oh,
Just
My goodness.
flossing that ass. It's like,
good for him.
No,
That's
that
my
was-
daughter.
That was her dad. Yeah, so that's weird.
Just trying to.
But how? Come on, though. She looked like she was like 14 years old.
Yeah.
actually, if you go down to that picture down there of the dad a little further. All right, so the second one from the left, right there, he looks like a cross between Jeff Daniels and Andre the Giant.
She actually looks even younger in this picture.
Oh, I like the ads that we're getting here.
Yeah, butt lifting shape.
shapewear.
Well, I mean, it saw her bikini in that scene.
Maybe.
Man, you want your butt to look like a 14-year-old's?
BBL Stevie.
I just want to make it sure that
But
everyone
look at
realizes
she
this is
does.
Wally's
Yeah,
account
it
signed in
is.
here. So this is what he's looking for. He's trying to lift that butt.
I remember that movie,
That's
but I
just
do not remember
crazy.
the dad being the dating thing.
Coming to Plex next week, My Father, the Hero.
Ew. Okay, no,
You think I'm
that's
joking?
weird. No,
Yeah.
she like it just showed her walk over to him and sit down and like lean in and kiss him on the cheek to look like they were dating, and that's just
Damn it. I'm so ready
Weird.
for the worst of the worst. Top 3 that week. No particular order. Then you guys got to guess. Ace Ventura's in it. Mrs. Doubtfire.
oh my god.
And Philadelphia.
Oh,
Classic.
Tara, you go first.
Oh my God. Tom Hanks. That guy, everything he says is a stitch. I have AIDS. He just like starts cracking up.
Isn't that like the first episode of Family Guy too?
I mean,
I think it is.
It's up
God,
there.
this is so hard too because I don't know what weeks they were, and that could really change things.
You had
This one,
Um,
yes, because I looked it up and I do not want to tell you the weeks because it will change things.
Yeah.
But I don't know which week and I don't know which movie.
Okay.
Maybe they're all in their first week.
I know because of what you just said. I feel like.
Okay.
I like how the microphone is actually strategically placed so I can't see the list. But I mean,
I did that too.
Philadelphia's got to be number 1.
Well, that's what I was gonna say instinctually. But if it's been out for a bit, it could have been knocked down.
Yeah,
Is
that's
what
fair.
I'm saying. If it's been out for, and I don't know when it came out.
I'm surprised it's even in the top 3 because like AIDS was like such a thing back then,
Right.
and like
Maybe that's why it was.
Yeah, exactly.
People were like, we need to know about
We
this.
love
Tom Hanks is going to tell us.
Tom Hanks makes everything palatable,
Right.
even AIDS.
But
Even it-
Mrs. Doubtfire too, though.
Yep. Even being a kid and having.
Well, Robin Williams is definitely bigger than Jim Carrey at the
Yeah,
time. Obviously,
I'm gonna
so
say Mrs. Doubtfire, Philadelphia, Ace Ventura.
I'm gonna say Ace Ventura 3, Mrs. Doubtfire 2, Philadelphia 1.
So
It is.
you flip Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It is number 1, Ace Ventura. Number 2, Mrs. Doubtfire. Number 3, Philadelphia.
See, that's what I was saying. Philadelphia. It must have been out already because.
So, Philadelphia is in its 7th week.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
so it would have definitely been knocked down.
Here's what's crazy. Mrs. Doubtfire is in its 11th week.
Still number 2. Yep.
Still number 2.
That
Robin
makes sense to me
That's-
though.
Yeah.
Got
that's
legs.
huge. Yep.
Great legs.
Great legs. Maybe the best legs.
He's got very nice legs.
No, I got not a single one of them correct.
Budget time. What do we think it costs to make Ace Ventura?
Okay, well, this was his first movie.
There's like no stunts. There's
So it's
like,
not
there's,
his first actual movie, but it's his first leading role.
What? That's what it's his first movie, is what I mean.
Perfect.
like they don't even have a shark. Like for the shark scene. Like
Right. That's like stock footage from something else.
yeah,
There is a dolphin.
There is a dolphin,
singular dolphin.
Snowflake, that was definitely
Maybe.
from the Dolphins,
Yeah.
the Miami Dolphins.
What if the whole thing was just a press release for the Miami
Dolphins.
Dolphins?
It could have been. Think about it. Like they're so well into this.
Dan
and,
Marino,
like,
you're never going to win a Super
But
Bowl.
also,
Right.
okay, all right, but something to think about.
When was their the year they went undefeated?
It's like 72.
Oh, you're right.
But something to think about
That was
on
way
that
before,
though
yeah.
is with all of the dolphins in it, all the dolphin stuff in it,
Dolphins cry.
is that something they had to pay for, or was that free?
Right,
like
free,
marketing.
like, hey, we'll help you out because
Like, is that something? Because that affects the budget. Is that
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that would have affected the budget, or is that something that would have helped the budget because they were like, no?
But if you have a trained dolphin for a football team, I have to assume you're doing pretty regular training, and they did shoot it at the Dolphins facility, so they're probably just going to be out there doing it anyway. They're just like, hey, can we just like film you doing it and then?
But that's
empty
what
out
I
the
mean.
tank
If they
and
were
put a
like,
crystal
yeah,
in
like,
there?
because also it brings attention to us, brings attention to the organization. They might not have charged them anything, honestly. I'm gonna say 12.
12 million.
I'm going to say 8 million. I think it's under 10.
Do you know what's so funny is I was between 8 and 12, and I went with 12.
Now we got the brackets covered.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Teamwork.
I guessed $20 million.
Oh wow.
Actual budget 15.
Actual retail price.
Actual retail budget 15.
15. Wow.
15. Look at that.
You know, all of that money was for Polly getting that mascot. He got paid. He got an $11 million payday.
Yeah.
It was a good looking mascot costume, not gonna lie.
It wasn't actually a gig in the movie. Like they literally needed to catch that pigeon to pay for production. And
Yeah.
since they didn't, it was like, fuck.
Damn it!
It's coming out of the old wallet.
We said we were gonna get it for the guy and we didn't.
It's too bad.
All right, box office. What do we think this made overall in its box office run?
I mean, we're talking total domestic and everything.
Yep.
All right. Well, if the budget was 15, I'm gonna say. I mean, it made probably 3 or 4 times its budget. I mean, I'm gonna say
82 million.
70.
Oh, 82 and 70. That's where we're at, 82 and 70.
Yep.
I guessed $125 million. Actual retail budget, hold on. $107.2.
Wow. I mean, that's marketable.
Yeah, that's probably why they fast
Seven
tracked.
times the
second
budget.
one.
They fast tracked the second one, like fast tracked that motherfucker.
Yeah, and I mean, again, and still great, but nowhere near as good as the first one, in my opinion.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit because
Also, probably higher budget and stuff because then,
for sure.
then Dumb and Dumber, the
they had to go
Mask.
to Africa.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. Obviously, they were in Africa and they had to
They weren't
like
in Africa.
sacrifice a rhino and stuff.
Animatronic rhino.
It's kind of hot in these rhinos. Opening weekend, it made $12.1 million. So pretty good, but not like number one good to me. 12.1.
No, but the other two were already weeks in. So
True.
I think even at that point, by that point, everyone who was going to see Mrs. Doubtfire in Philadelphia apparently had already seen them. So that's why Ace then.
Old ladies and then AIDS. We need something palatable here that's going to make us feel better. We're going with Ace. Tomatometer time, the critics and audience score out of 100%. What do we think, Tara? We'll go to you first.
Well, I mean, this is a silly movie.
It's silly.
It's not like, Philadelphia.
But I mean, it's like,
So,
It's a Stitch.
so
Best comedy of the era.
I'm going to say
Philadelphia is.
50 and 62.
All I'm gonna say is Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love.
Yes.
So it's like no wonder Tom Hanks got AIDS.
Duh.
right.
What did you think we were doing?
Loving his
What did you
brothers.
think we were all doing out here?
We were contracting AIDS. I mean, isn't that what you do in Philadelphia?
That is such a good movie.
I sure do.
I have AIDS.
I'm gonna say 70 and 80. Let's make it a random number. 84 for audience. 70 critic.
So I was in the same ballpark. Whoop. Hitting my mic here. I was in the same ballpark. Critics, I was 80 and audience 85. I was like, this is like, everybody loves this movie.
Oh,
No one hates this movie.
Well, but I disagree.
At the time, I feel
would've
like critics would have disliked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
But
in hindsight.
But you can't help the fact that even if you're a stickler, you watch that movie, you're gonna laugh.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, entertaining, but you can still arguably look at that and go, okay, well, like, this is silly.
In hindsight, this is why I do guess and whatever. In hindsight, yeah, 80 was a little high for critics for me, obviously, because it is critics 48,
Wow.
audience 57.
Wow.
So
I'm on it today.
48, 57.
Come
You're
on.
there. You're there.
I'm trending.
I'm trending. Speaking of IMDb, because we do this thing, the top and lowest reviews on there. The top review is from Alan 506730CT. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I didn't put a fucking space here. It's actually Alan 50673 of October 20th, 2018 is when he fucking posted this. He says, I've seen this movie several times and it always makes me laugh, which is the whole point. Comedy is very subjective, so what everyone finds funny will be different. Some people forget that movies are meant to entertain first and messages are extras. 10 out of 10. Could have been a better review, but I agree.
Which one was this one?
It was the second one down because the first one was
Oh, this
super
guy.
short. Yeah. That guy. But yeah, you gave it 10 out of 10. So the low review now, this is from Lassie4-4, January 10th, 1999. I don't like Jim Carrey and his acting. His facial expressions and gestures are funny, but just when seen the first time. Who wants to watch a picture of a lunatic man longer than 10 minutes? The story is also very silly. I suppose this movie was made for 5-year-old kids. Then it serves its purpose better. The only good thing in this movie is
It was
Courtney.
good for a 5-year-old.
Right. The only good thing in this movie is Courtney Cox, who could maybe become a big star, in my opinion. Jim Carrey's career can't last a long time if he keeps on making movies like this. 1 out of 10.
Here's what's interesting about this. He left this review
in 99.
In 99.
And Friends
says
is
that
big.
about Courtney Cox.
And
Friends
Jim
has
Carrey.
already been big for multiple years, and she had done 2 of the Scream movies already at this point.
Yeah.
Definitely one for sure.
One of them for
at least
sure, because I
one.
think that was 90.
It's 97 or 98.
97 or
I
98.
think it's 97.
So I feel like that's a weird. And she was known before doing
Mm-hmm.
Ace Ventura. Even she was in. Wasn't she in some
Leprechaun.
music video?
The
Maybe.
guy, I don't know.
was
The
gonna
guy,
say
the guy who
Leprechaun.
posted that lives on a Pacific island, and he only accesses the internet once every 10 years.
Yeah,
only sees
he's only reviewed 3 movies.
He still doesn't know the wars.
The
over.
Unknown Soldier, he gave a 9 out of 10. And the tour of Dune.
Wait, no, that's
So-
a good war movie about Finland. And
Okay, so we know who this guy is. And he watched all the war movies and then settled on Ace Ventura for some reason. Then, maybe Ventura. He thought Jesse Ventura, Predator,
Well, and here's
maybe.
the thing: this is
And
a TV
then-
show. This one's not even a movie.
Okay, even better. The best TV series I've ever seen, sure. Jim Carrey's doing great. Courtney Cox, I think, is doing great.
She did well.
She did well.
She did arguably decent.
I would say Jim Carrey's doing better, but
Sure,
I think
they
you're-
both did okay.
I think you're wrong here, guy.
Yeah.
I think your taste is lacking.
Also, a little disappointing that he only had 3 reviews because I thought we were going to be able to fry him a little bit more, but
Yeah, it's a shame.
Maybe he watched this movie and died.
Yeah.
because he was just so.
I'm
was
sorry.
old.
Your last
So
day to
done.
live is December or October 3rd, 1999. He's like, all right, well, before I go out,
I'm watching Ace
it's the
Ventura.
last thing I do.
Jesus Christ. All right, what do we think our favorite character in Ace Ventura was if you can't pick Ace Ventura? Because let's be real, that's the easiest fucking pick.
Snowflake.
Snowflake.
Finkel's mom. Ray Finkel's mom.
Okay.
Or
She's a sweet old woman. He's like, I hope he burns in hell. Yeah, he
Yeah.
deserves to die. Like, laces out, Dan.
I
She brings
also
the fucking cookies. Remember, laces out.
Yeah, I remember laces.
I also liked Emilio.
Dude, that
Tone lock.
every time I see him, I just think of the best line. One of my favorite lines in my childhood from any movie was Surf Ninjas. We talked about, and there's a line when the main character's walking with Zatch the uncle, and he's like, "We are going to get your inheritance." And it's like, all right, well, the knives of Quan Su. And there's like, oh man, these sound like expensive. These sound like fancy knives, like expensive knives. He's like, no, money can't buy these knives or whatever. And Rob Schneider, who's in it, is like, oh yeah, I hate that. You know, I hate when the money can't buy knives. You know, I walked in the knife store the other day. I said, hey, buddy, here's $100 and I get a knife. You said, no, sorry, money can't buy knives. And then Zatch is like, will you shut this baboon up? And Tone is like, I'd stab him, but I don't have a knife. Like it's just so funny.
Surf Ninjas is that type of movie that is so bad it's good.
Oh man,
Like, you would hate the fuck out of the movie, by the way, Tara, but it's one of those, like, you got to turn your brain off and go, I'm ready for the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and then it's great.
purchase your Sega Game Gear with Surf Ninjas, the cartridge installed, and turn the movie
If
on.
I could turn my brain off, my life
Would be great.
would be so much easier.
I would sleep.
I would sleep.
Yeah.
Really, yeah, Jesus. I need to get sleep. Fuck. We all-
Fucked and fucked.
And maybe that too.
Yeah, well,
Who
Who knows?
doesn't?
I mean,
in this economy,
right. You're welcome. My favorite character that's not Jim Carrey in this movie. It's a hard pick. I mean, Courtney Cox is actually really good in this. She
looks
seems
really good too. I mean,
before plastic surgery, obviously. She just feels like a real person in this movie. Like she doesn't feel like she's acting that much. And then once she gets with Jim Carrey, I was just like, I didn't see that going that way. But also, like, it makes sense. You know what I mean? But it was just kind of like out of her character for it. But obviously, that's why she's here, to be the love interest.
yeah. I like when movies don't do that because I feel like it is too obvious most of the time when the
gonna
guy
be
meets a
together,
girl
right.
and blah blah blah. I almost root for that not to happen most of the time now because I'm like, ugh, predictable.
I just love that
Right.
Dan Marino's given nothing in this movie. It's not like there's all right, Dan, you're gonna be a star. Now it's like, all right, Dan, we're gonna make you a little off money.
You
Like,
are
just shut up.
terrible.
Yeah,
no one likes you.
the last scene in the movie where they're driving into the stadium and he's like, hey, Ace, he's been pounding that
Yep.
zebra gum.
Yep.
Hey, Ace, you got any more of that gum? He's like, how about you mind your own damn business? And it's like that's the best.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like all Dan Marino got.
Even, yeah, you're right. Like just him being in the movie. Like I get why you want the the big name,
yeah,
like famous fucking
He's never gonna win a Super Bowl.
right.
Give him something.
Did he? No,
No,
he never
no,
did.
he never
No,
did.
you're right. I don't know. It just adds, I guess, authenticity to the movie, right?
Yeah.
Just because there's no other real Dolphins player in the movie.
It's a
besides,
shame
you're
Brent's
seeing
not
people.
here for this.
Yeah, right.
Well, the funny thing is, like nowadays, if you have any celebrity in any movie, like a athlete or anything, I mean, Jesus Christ, Space Jam 2. You know, you're just like, all right, we're gonna make this all about you. We want to really showcase your personality and acting
Wasn't
skills.
that not even his real son? In Space Jam 2?
I first of all, I will never watch Space Jam 2.
Oh,
so I
you
can't
haven't
tell
seen it?
No, I refuse.
Oh, okay.
I would sooner
definitely
die.
don't. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I would sooner die.
We did. So me and Wally had our own. We had a different like YouTube channel back in the day called The Screen Bros. I think we might have talked about it. Or whatever.
We talked about it.
And we did a versus there, and we did this new Space Jam versus the old Space Jam. And let me tell you something. I struggled to get through the new Space Jam. Like, I didn't understand. There's an end
I didn't
part.
even try. I knew I wouldn't. So.
Yeah, the end part of the movie, they have like all the different Warner Brothers characters watching them play this game in like a VR kind of thing, and it's so awkward and weird because it's like the fucking the clown from It is there cheering on LeBron. The mask is there. Jim Carrey in the mask is there cheering on LeBron.
I love how Rick and Morty are in it. So like in the Rick and Morty TV show, they literally
love Rick and Morty.
They go to like the universe that the Rick and Morty live in that were in Space Jam, and he kills them. And it's like, I can't believe you killed him. He's like, no, trust me, they begged me to do it, Morty. It was a mercy. They begged me to do it.
Love it. What is our favorite part or scene in Ace Ventura? Reid, just take it.
Easily the insane asylum, the reverse football scene. I know it's put me in, coach. Yeah, I'm ready. Or how's it go? It's like, I know there's a lot right now, but it's all psychological.
Let's see that in an instant replay.
I also feel
Smacks his
like
head on the fucking
I also feel like when he smacks his head on that,
that was
it
real.
looks like he could have broken his nose.
Oh, he probably-
like it sounded even really aggressive.
That's called acting.
Yeah.
Like I almost feel like he did that, and then afterwards was probably like did not realize how hard that bench that bench was going to be.
Obviously, the scene you talked about it, where he's like trying to find who's on the team or who's left on the team or whatever.
Yeah,
crossing people.
that was my favorite part.
That's a great little montage there. Him finding out who
the scene, the hardcore show when he's asking the guy the question and he's just headbangs.
Yep.
It's like nodding yes.
That's
it's like,
funny
thanks.
as well.
I also like when he tries to climb into that box and then he didn't need to because the guy didn't actually come in.
Right. Yep. That's funny. The scene where he gets attacked by the shark and he comes out, he's like, "Don't go in there.
Do not go in there." Woo!
And then he hits the fucking his pocket and all the water. It's good. I mean, this whole movie is kind of just stacked with funny scenes, and it's like it's literally set up almost like a skit show when you think about it, because there's scene after scene that are skits. I will say the second movie is more like that than this. This has a better cohesive story and flow, but it's still funny and set up the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the second one also starts with real heartbreak. I mean, the opening.
We're not
scene,
gonna talk about.
It's not
when I saw that as a child, I cried.
I was messed up.
That raccoon. Ever since that, I wanted a trash panda as a pet. Still do.
I've always wanted
Did you say it?
a fox,
Yeah.
Arctic fox,
but
top tier.
Have you seen the ones with the fennec foxes with the big old ears, like
Star fox.
Something. Yeah. 64.
ever since Fox and the Hound.
Oh yeah. Let's not talk about that.
Go.
And
Absolute
so
good. Absolute
I can't actually watch that movie
Yeah.
though anymore as an adult because it's too sad. But yeah, I've wanted a fox ever since then.
It's like Land Before Time.
And I
can't watch that.
follow this girl on Instagram. I think her tag is just Juniper Fox because that was the first fox she rescued is Juniper. She still has her, but she has an entire like sanctuary now.
Oh, nice.
And she gets, funding and stuff. And she shows all these like exhibits, but it's mainly, small, like fox, raccoons, opossums, like smaller. She's had like a snake every now and then,
Critters,
but usually
if you
they
will.
can go back, like they can be released a lot easier than that. But yeah, usually like critters and stuff. So she's got a couple raccoons, like one of the raccoons had a face issue. So he's kind of like a cleft lip and like a nose thing. One of the fox doesn't have its paw.
Oh.
It didn't formally.
Didn't form.
Yeah,
So
it didn't fully form. So he was walking funny, so they had to kind of.
My spirit
remove
animal.
it, but-
My spirit animal is a three-legged fox, because the joke has always been with me. Foxes are so sly and so clever, but it's only a matter of time till I piss someone off. So that's why.
That is fine.
But we have a fox. I live in the woods back there by the green door, and we have I have all kinds of critters. I have like a family of deer and bunnies who like live in
back
my
there,
yeah.
yeah.
But there's a fox who lives on our street, and I kid you not, I can literally hear him coming because all he does is sprint up and down our dirt road at full speed, screaming. You're just like
Their
he's
screams
like, here he
are
comes. And he's
crazy.
like, "Ah!"
Like I was outside this was a few years ago, and I was outside and I thought a like child or something like across the way. We've got woods like across from us. And I thought, because it was far enough away where it wasn't like clear, but it was a consistent scream, just like ah. And I was like, if it was somebody screaming, I was like, this has to be a fox. Because if it was somebody screaming, it wouldn't be this precise, like exact scream over and over and over again. But it sounded like a child or like a young woman or something was being attacked. And I freaked out for a second. I was like, I need to listen to this for a little bit because I'm about to call the cops because this is not okay.
Deer make really weird noises too. Like I'll hear them in the woods. It's like the weirdest like. I was like, what the?
Like groans.
Yeah, like, what? Yeah. Like,
That's funny. Speaking of what could be funny. The fun facts of the fucking week.
terrific.
You know, we just got to have fun. That's what it's about here, right?
It's pure cinema.
Pure cinema. The voice of Ace Ventura and the manner in which he speaks was added by Jim Carrey only after several read-throughs of the script. The voice was something Carrey used in his stand-up routine. The "alrighty then" was the catchphrase of one of his stand-up characters.
That's so funny. He just said it in that clip that was playing as you said it.
You know, you're welcome.
That's funny.
Oh, the huge.
Hello.
He added it to the script and the read-through, it again using that voice for all the lines. It was such an improvement that it became the main Ace Ventura personality trait. So I think it makes the character the way he talks.
I mean, so arguably deserves the writer's credit
Yes,
because he even made up the entire character,
pretty much.
essentially.
I mean, he lived the character. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like Man on the Moon, where he's like Andy Kaufman.
Right. Didn't even talk about that movie. Jesus, I love that movie.
Oh my god.
And he gets the cancer at the end.
My dad hates that movie so much. But like the first time we watched it, I was like, "No, Dad, I think you get it. Like it's kind of funny. He's like doing it. He's like kind of in the movie. He's like doing it to make you hate it here.
Right.
Like that's kind of it's like a transcendental.
And your dad's
joke
like,
kind of.
I do.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
do. I
It's
hate
like
it.
I hate it. Yeah, it's like the cow goes moo, and like the whole audience is like, that's kind of funny.
It's hilarious, and he does it so well. Like,
Yeah.
does it so well. And I still think Andy Kaufman didn't die when he died.
Dude, Andy Kaufman is one of my favorite. Like one of my favorite Andy Kaufman jokes I've come up with. I might have told you about this, but I have an idea. Like I've been trying to do stand up around here and stuff just for fun. But like one of my ideas would just go up on stage, like wait until someone like gives me a real opportunity and be like, man, he better bring his best shit today, and just like walk up on stage and just tell like the Burt Kreischer story, like the machine story, and just act like unironically like it happened to me.
Dude, that's actually...
Just like walk
That's
up,
fucking hilarious.
just walk up there and be
Because
like,
some people would not get it.
Yeah, some people
and like
really
watching
wouldn't.
the lights, like watching their eyes light up. Someone was like, "Oh my god, are you serious?"
Some people wouldn't.
Yeah.
Right. Some people would be
Not
like, this is amazing.
I mean,
this is
there-
great. Why
there
isn't
are
this guy
plenty
on...
of people
And then they'd
that
go online and be like, "This is
don't-
Burt Kreischer guy's
that
trying to copy
wouldn't have
Reid
heard it,
Daniels."
yeah.
Like,
But you'd have to do it so well
yeah,
that
exactly.
you're like almost one for one.
I'd
with the
have to be
story.
able to do a really good Russian impression.
You got it.
That's something I haven't attempted enough.
Wow.
But I still think that's like a great Andy Kaufman
Just like watch,
kind of
That is,
joke.
yeah.
just like watch some hockey and some like old school like Rocky and Bullwinkle, and like
That would be
Yeah.
the Russian will come to you.
It'll, yeah. drink some vodka and eat
Moose
some
and
potatoes.
squirrel.
Yeah, it's exactly. Like, all right,
We
well,
got it, we
Russian 410. Your final exam: moose and squirrel.
Squirrel.
Jesus Christ. The original concept was that the pet detective character was a bumbling idiot until Jim Carrey was cast and his character was rewritten. Carrey reportedly had two conditions for doing this movie. The comedy had to be as zany as physically possible, and his character, despite his quirks and eccentricity, which is a
Actual
word,
good at his job.
should be good at what he does. I want to say that word again. Eccentricity.
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 I mean, he's just Jim Carrey is Batman.
Look, was he miscast as the Riddler? Maybe. Did he fucking kill it? Yes.
He was,
Yeah.
he was the writers were miscast for that movie.
Okay.
Joel Schumacher. Was,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like, man, these gothic, darker versions with like Michael Keaton and Tim Burton. Wow, that's not what we expected, but they turned out being really good. So what do we do now? Go back to the shitty idea we had before of making it campier.
Put nipples on the suit.
Yeah.
I want to see good nipples, maybe a nice butt cheek, maybe him putting it on them. Give him a bat credit card.
Not too dark, not too pointy.
Right. Give him ice skates inside the boots. Maybe they just cling them together like, and they come out. Perfect. Make it happen. Also, Tommy Lee Jones is going to be Jim Carrey as well in this movie. It's going to be fine.
Honestly, yeah. That's literally Tommy Lee Jones' worst movie ever.
Have you read anything about him and Jim Carrey clashing on the scene?
I cannot sanction your buffoonery. Jim Carrey did Norm Macdonald show.
Yep.
And they went over it. Yeah.
Love Norm.
No,
Speaking of
Norm is my goat.
Speaking of, Dirty Work is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I need to rewatch that.
It has an R-rated cut that has recently come to light. And a DVD company or a movie company has grabbed that footage, cut it into the film, and is releasing a cut for it. And I have pre-ordered it.
Nice.
And it should be here whenever it comes out, and it will be on Plex maybe. And it's gonna be. I'm here for it because that movie definitely needs an R-rated cut, like very badly.
Oh well, yeah, I definitely watch that. I haven't. I mean, I don't think I've ever actually seen that whole movie through.
Really?
I think it was just
And
like
you love Norm.
Oh, I do, but I think
that's the normiest Norm movie there is.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally a Norm movie. It's like the only Norm movie, like the only Norm-centric movie.
Yeah, Bob Saget actually wrote it and directed it. But
that makes sense. I feel like they're kind of similar.
Dichotomy together in it. It's a Norm movie.
I do feel like Norm Macdonald's much less interested in small children than Bob Saget, but
yes,
comedy-wise, I feel like they're kind of similar.
Did you like Dirty Work?
No, most of my stuff with Norm is just.
Did we do a re-review on it?
His joke and delivery.
Maybe I was gone.
Maybe.
But I don't. At least I don't recall seeing it.
I mean, you like Norm.
Sure.
I've
only seen him in.
Sure.
A little bit. You know what I mean? He hasn't done.
He's done a lot.
SNL.
As far as
SNL
I mean, I've seen him in SNL. I've seen him in some of the Happy Gilmore stuff, and I've seen him as like side characters and things.
Yeah, Billy Madison. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Where did Billy go?
Oh my god!
Here the whole time.
Cool.
One of my favorite lines in that movie is I just feel like I never appreciated it as a kid, but it's so great now. It's like his dad is like sitting over there, like his dad's getting emotional, thinking about how much he loves his son, and he's so wayward. But he's like, "Oh, Billy Madison, when will you find whatever it is you're looking for?" And it just cuts to a pile of shit, and you hear Adam say, "There's a good piece of shit."
Yeah.
And it's like he's all excited, he scoops it up and throws it on the guy's porch. It's like he found what he was looking for, Dad. Like just
It's poop again. Don't put it out with your boots.
He called this shit poop.
Don't tell me my business, devil woman. God damn it. All right, last fun fact. The giant hook Ace used to knock out two of Einhorn's henchmen was originally supposed to knock their heads off. The filmmaker decided to quickly cut away so they'd survive instead. Yes, off. Like they gone.
It got so dark.
Yeah,
that would have been so bizarre.
Yeah,
I think that would
have been too much.
Also, honestly, when I was watching that scene, I would argue that hook wasn't gonna even knock both of them out.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't big enough to hit both of them equally.
That's the point of if it took their heads off, he barely hits them and their heads.
It was going like a zip line.
That would have been. It was. That's what I mean. It was already, to me at least, ridiculous enough that one hook took both of those guys out.
Yeah.
It would not have knocked both of their heads off.
But funny nonetheless. I guess
that little boy in Liar Liar is so cute.
I hate his bowl cut. Drives me
but
crazy.
he's so cute.
He's also the Home Alone 3, which is actually a pretty decent.
I like that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
I like it. The Mutator. Do you remember the Mutator? The RC car he uses.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
I didn't remember the name, but yeah, the RC car.
I wanted it, and I remember watching the Toys R Us commercial and then going to Toys R Us, and they were sold out, and I was mad as fuck.
Did you ever get it?
No. Still mad to this day. Mom and Dad, I know you watch these. Find it.
Happy 38th Christmas.
Make it happen.
Hi, Mom, Dad.
Final decisions out of 10. But first, before we get there, because this is a re-review, I will read the original scores that the original hosts gave it, including me.
Next week. Technically, it would be Josh, I guess, right?
Technically, it would be, but he won't be here. So I guess
he won't be here next week either.
I guess it's my pick, and we'll figure that out. Anyways, the original scores, I gave this originally a 7 out of 10. Brent gave this a 7 out of 10. George gave this a 7.5 out of 10. And Wally gave this a 7 out of 10. So we're all in the same thing. So we'll see if my score changes at all. But let's go to Tara for her first review of this. It's not gonna be good.
I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
5.5.
Wow.
It's just not. But you guys know that this isn't my kind of comedy.
When's the last time you would have watched this?
I'm judging you so hard right
when
now.
I was younger.
So like you haven't seen this movie since you were
Younger.
very young, and
Yeah.
you probably haven't seen the second one since you were very young. In my life, these are like I watch this movie every 6
These are
months.
staples.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
more. Yeah,
not
definitely.
me.
yeah.
Not me.
Maybe more than that.
I would like Liar Liar is more my speed of like I would watch that. Like I have watched that in more recent years. That's more my.
In our defense, boys
my
are
speed.
stupid.
Yeah,
So like,
man,
That's what
like,
they keep saying that they're like this is boy humor because this is dumb humor that you don't have to use your brain for.
Well, it's like we were talking about Mortal Kombat, but it'd be like Ace Ventura, Mortal Kombat, Surf Ninjas, like all these terrible,
Dumb,
terrible
stupid
movies.
shit.
I know.
But they're great.
Well,
Well, they are.
they're fine.
They're pretty good.
They're great for what they are. Comedy is subjective, Murray.
Yeah.
And it is, but that's why I've said that. But like, I can't. I have to rate it from how I view it,
Sure.
not how other people. So it's not something that I go to reach for. But that's because it's not. It's not that I hate watching it. Like you having me watch it, it's not like I was sitting there like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
You laughed.
but I'm not gonna go.
Yeah. You're not
watch
gonna go
it.
and watch
I'm not
You're
gonna
out of your
go
way.
search to watch it.
Like I said though, you laughed in this. You
Yeah.
enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
It's just not like a.
But I'm
"Oh, I
gonna.
gotta put
But
this
if I'm
on."
gonna go choose to watch a comedy, I'm gonna watch like Forgetting Sarah Marshall or so, like that's more.
I gotta be
My
honest. That movie's kind of lost me at this. It was funny at first, but like I can't watch. It's not like a
I
repeat
love
beat
like
for
I
me.
still will quote things in that movie. Like those are more that
mean,
like
you sound
Super
like you're
Bad,
from
Step
London.
Brothers. Those are more my
Step Brothers, for sure.
like because those are still have the dumb qualities, but they're not like
Yeah.
stupid funny.
Mhm.
But they have the dumb
Step Brothers.
stuff.
But yeah. It's just
The
different.
bow
era.
ties are pretty fucked up, aren't they?
Yeah, all of a sudden I can taste it. Now all of a sudden
This
the bow
house
ties,
is a prison.
now the bow ties are kind of fucked up.
Planet bullshit.
Reid, what would you give this out of 10? Must watch, recommend, or skip?
I mean, I gotta give it an 8. I gotta
8.0.
just again the
8.0.
historical context and just like the quick wittedness of a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of it
yeah.
and stuff. You know, it is very stupid, but I mean, it's just iconic.
It's a great movie. And
It's-
it really launched Jim
Great
Carrey's career.
record.
So, I mean, you got to think,
Great record.
without...
We all from Liverpool.
It's like there's a rift in the Beatles. If you didn't have this movie, I don't think you have Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey a lot. You know, you don't get the iconic roles he eventually has. Obviously, this is his first iconic role, but I don't think you get him as being Jim Carrey.
I will say, I think the Mask is better. Like I think
Agreed.
I'm gonna say the Mask is like a 9 for me. The Mask is just.
I agree.
all this.
You'll get me watching The Mask over this.
My dad's parents are like Shiite Baptist. Like they're so
Shiite.
strictly religious, like Southern like Dixiecrat, all that stuff. My granddad's favorite movie is The Mask.
That's wild.
Like,
That's
he-
wild,
funny.
brother.
He'll literally like, get up and do heel clicks watching The Mask because he just makes him so zany. Like it's hilarious.
And it's also funny you think about that. Like that person could be so different because maybe that's what they really like, but they feel like they can't be that person all the time.
Nature
because
versus
of-
nurture.
That's what I'm saying, right? So it's like
Like
All
it's not my least favorite Jim Carrey movie, but it's also not my favorite. So
what
that's
would be
why
your
it's a
least
mid.
favorite Jim Carrey movie? It's I Love You, Philip Morris.
No, it's not.
Number 23.
I actually like.
I love number 23.
I actually like I
it's
Love You,
not.
Philip Morris.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was a
alright.
decent movie. It's probably me, myself, and Irene.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just too. It's too much.
And actually,
They're doing too much.
Yes Man, it just feels like the worst, like lowest budget, like just.
See, I like
trudging
Yes Man,
along.
but only because it is more on those like the I Love You Man,
Yeah.
but like level.
It just
of
felt
movies.
like
it's just
different,
it's
yeah.
so
It's more-
formulaic.
it's
except
not
Zoe
a-
Deschanel's
But
in
it
though.
wasn't. I do love Zoe Deschanel, but it wasn't as over the top, and that's I kind of. But I like Bruce Almighty because same thing. It's got like the stupid things in it, but it's not
Bruce
as
Almighty is
insane as
also
Ace
fantastic.
Ventura and The Mask. Like
I
those
feel like,
go like
Yes Man was too safe, and that's why it wasn't as good as it could have been, if that makes sense.
It's just very predictable.
Right.
like you wanted him to say yes to crazier shit.
Right. Like if he's saying yes to everything, people are gonna
Like let's do
like,
some
hear
let's
about
do
it.
some shit.
Right. Like, hey, I got this bag of whatever.
We're going to an orgy.
go.
Right, like everything.
Dude, when he's done,
Paraplegic orgy.
Oh my god.
every pretty girl deserves to go to a ball.
Right, and then they go to a ball. Like, come on, I want to see that. You know, if
You
somebody,
want him to actually like
I want a realistic yes
throw
man.
the ball
Right,
and everything.
like, hey man, you see this?
That's so sweet.
No, we're not gonna go there. Never mind.
Oh my god.
But yeah, me,
I can't
myself,
think of
and
the else gonna be.
Exactly.
Me,
You
myself,
could go
and Irene
anywhere.
was almost like too raunchy, even for like unnecessarily, is what I
It
mean.
does.
Too much
It's
extra cheese on the
abrasive at
taco?
the start.
Yeah, yes, and like I just feel like I
like-
can't even get through the
Aisle
first half of it
5.
because it's just so
Well,
much.
The first 10 minutes, like, I mean, I love Anthony Anderson, but like, yeah, the first 10 minutes is like, oh, my motherfucker, oh shit, me, motherfucker. Like, I'm
And
just
then,
like, all
and then
right,
when
we get
he
it.
becomes
It's
the
an
other
art.
guy and he's like sucking on that chick's boob, like right on the
Yeah.
seat and all that, and I'm like, what are we? How did we?
Yeah.
Why are we?
It's definitely
It was too much.
lower,
It's too
but-
much.
It
for
might
me.
have been like, hey, I need to do something raunchier, and I haven't done it, so let's go all out.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
But I agree with you.
Also, I don't like Renee Zellweger, so
She is, I mean,
I
she's-
do agree
she's a
with you though.
dog.
I like
dog.
the number 23.
Yeah.
I like what's the one where he's
Sunshine of the Spotless
no.
The Majestic, where he's this.
Truman
actually,
Show.
I like
Truman
the
Show, Truman
Oh,
Show.
Truman
I like
Show's
the Truman
fantastic.
Show. I love Liar Liar.
Yeah.
Liar Liar's great.
I like Yes Man. I like The Mask.
Have you seen any of the new Sonic movies?
No, and I keep hearing that I actually should,
Yeah,
but they're
you
not
really
that
should.
bad.
I skipped right to the third one, and it was entertaining. And I mean, Jim Carrey, big part of it. But
well, because he's
Jim
the bad
Carrey
guy, right?
is being Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it's-
finally
yeah.
again.
I need to see the first two, but
Yes, watch them. They're highly recommended if you like Jim Carrey being Ace Ventura, Liar Liar. The
But I
Mask.
think that's why, like, I like the Liar Liar, Yes Man, and stuff because you are getting sprinkles of Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
But he's also a normal character.
correct.
While in some of these other ones, he's outrageous the whole time, and it's like
Too much, too much, too much.
you are an over actor.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
and that's one of the movies he's overacting in, arguably the least of some of his.
You know,
other
you haven't
ones.
said the
So-
Grinch.
Oh my god!
So because here's why.
Masterpiece.
Do you want to hear why?
Okay.
The Grinch is not a Jim Carrey movie. The Grinch
Ron Howard movie.
is a Christmas movie.
With Jim Carrey in it.
It is one of my favorite Christmas movies, but I do not. I
My favorite Christmas
That's-
movie of all time is the original animated Grinch.
when you
Isn't
say
it like 20 minutes?
It's I mean
Super
it's
short.
like
It's
yeah,
really
like
short.
It's like 40
It's really
minutes or something
short.
like that.
But like
Yeah.
for example, like if you were to say, what are some of your favorite Vince Vaughn movies? Four Christmases wouldn't even come up in my brain. But if you would
But
ask me
it's
some of my favorite
Christmas.
Christmas movies, it would.
Okay.
Because I see Christmas movies as a separate
so
entity.
is Die Hard a Bruce?
Don't know, I've never seen
Willis?
Die Hard.
She's never seen Die Hard. I know.
To answer your question, Die Hard is a Bruce Willis movie.
But you've never seen
But
it.
Die Hard's a Christmas
It's not
movie.
Christmas.
Well, you see, all right. Well, you'll know
You'll know.
when you see it.
If you're at a Christmas party and there's Christmas music and it's snowing and it's Christmas time and it's a movie, what kind of movie is it?
And Alan Rickman shows
And
up.
Alan Rickman's there.
But is Christmas the main theme of the
Yippee
movie?
yippee motherfucker.
Christmas needs to
Is-
be the
is-
main theme of the movie
Oh,
for it to be a Christmas movie.
That movie or that show is also really good. Kidding.
Oh yeah, I heard it.
I've seen clips
It's
from it.
it's tough to watch because it's like
It's like uncomfortable. It's like, oh,
well, I mean his whole show is like being super happy and stuff, and like the whole point
then
is
he goes home and
his
he's
life
not.
his life
Yeah.
is just awful.
Now, obviously, the main plot of Die Hard is what's happening.
so
in
not
the
a
movie.
Christmas movie.
But it takes place.
No,
in-
the main
It happens at a Christmas party.
Chris-
the only reason people are there is for
listen.
Christmas.
part of an actual, to me, an
Well,
actual
Christmas
holiday
isn't about Christmas.
Yes, it is. It's
No,
about
it's
them
not.
going on Christmas. They were going
On Christmas. They're going to Christmas parties.
No.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
But that's
It's
Die
a
Hard.
Christmas
That's Die
movie.
Hard.
They're
Miracle on
not at a
34th.
Christmas.
Look,
They are
all
not
right.
at a Christmas
Miracle on
party that whole
34th.
movie.
I bet you didn't know this at the end of Die Hard. All right, right when Alan Rickman's about to win, Santa Claus comes down, drops a grenade out of his
Yep,
sleigh,
yep.
right in his hand,
Yep.
throws him off the building.
Is that not Christmas?
Christmas. Santa Claus
Santa
murder.
Claus is in it.
If Santa Claus kills the bad guy,
How
That doesn't happen.
The Grinch.
It's a Christmas movie.
Why?
It is literally in a town that all they care about is
that
Christmas.
is
Okay. So they're in a building that there's a Christmas party.
that's why Horton Hears a Who is a
The whole
plant
movie? The whole movie,
the
they're
whole movie
at a
takes
Christmas.
place that night
They're
in the
at
Christmas
a Christmas party.
Yeah.
And Christmas is a main theme of it.
of the party.
Is what is happening in the movie about Christmas.
So Bruce Willis is using a Christmas party to try to reconcile with his estranged wife.
Yes.
But is that
essentially?
And it's a Christmas
the theme
miracle
of the movie?
that Alan Rickman shows up and turns it into a
Hostage
too hard.
situation.
1990s video game where you go, the raid
Christmas
sort of.
needs to be the main theme of the movie. Like it is the plot of the movie. Is Christmas.
I mean, it takes place on Christmas.
Just because it takes place on Christmas does
It's
not mean
snowing.
that Christmas
Is
is the main theme.
It's a Wonderful Life? Is that a Christmas movie or a mental health movie?
Yes.
Is Jingle All the Way a Christmas movie?
Yes.
They only jingle half the way. No.
I don't like it.
How is
much,
that?
but it
How
is a
could that
Christmas
be a
movie.
Christmas movie if half of it doesn't even take place?
Because the whole
on
thing's about
Christmas
trying to
Day?
get a present.
Okay.
Yes, for Christmas because Christmas is still the main theme of that movie.
Shoot. I do gotta.
You're fine. We're wrapping it up here.
Right.
My final score. I feel like this movie gets better the more I watch it, and I've seen a lot of it all the time. But the absurdity of Carrey's performance and the way the movie unfolds is still a great ride from start to finish. 8 out of 10. So I'm going from a 7 to an 8 this time watching
Upped
it.
it.
double
You
eights.
upped it, man.
Upped it.
All the greats, big eights.
They got to. Anyways, it's my pick next week.
Are you not going to do the wheel?
No, the wheel's only every
wheel's only
5
for
weeks,
re-reviews.
and that's when we do our
Re-reviews.
re-reviews. But
Reid reviews.
the Reid,
Nah,
The
look,
Reid review.
get it in there. I like it.
I'm
I'm
here
going to
for
do
it.
something because
Re-reviews with Reid.
a trailer came out today
Oh god.
for a movie, and I'm going to do my favorite movie from that series. Next week, we're doing The Lost World Jurassic Park.
Oh, the new trailer. I haven't watched it yet.
Dude,
Maybe you should watch it.
do you
I'm going
remember
to.
TBS Superstation? It was a TV channel when we were little, like
still
in the
a channel.
90s.
TBS is still a channel.
Well, yeah, but it used to be like
Super-
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Superstation.
Sure.
And they had it was called like the Monkey Movies. There's like little shorts they would do where they would do like real like
Oh, but the
blockbuster
monkeys
movies.
were the characters.
Like there's one where it's like Titanic and they're just like at the front of the boat and she's like, Jack, I'm flying. And he's like, really show me. He just like pushes her off. It's like, ah! It's like that's the end. But like the Lost World Jurassic Park one is like they're in the trailer. It's that scene where the T-Rex mom is coming up on the trailer and it's
Okay,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
monkeys are in the trailer and it's like and you see her like "Roar," and one of the monkeys is just like mama's very angry and then it cuts outside and it's just like Barney like, hi kids. And it's like
Oh my god.
they're like screaming.
I'm
excited to
Never
see
heard of it. Me too. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, actually. It's
a great
so
one.
we're
Because
gonna
it's
do
your
that next
favorite.
week.
I still like Jurassic Park 3. It's not good,
Alan-
but it's
No,
enjoyable.
But it is good because it brings back an OG
Mm-hmm.
and it's different island.
Exactly.
for
Island
him,
hopping.
for him.
We're going and
Main
seeing
guy from the
everything.
first movie, but
Yeah.
different island for him. So
Yeah, yeah,
like,
Every island, every island gets closer
and
to
they
mainland
hone
Japan.
in. That's the movie where they hone in on the raptors more too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's true.
They 3D print a raptor thing. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, next week we're going to do that. It's exciting.
It's
exciting.
exciting.
It's
I'm
exciting.
excited.
It's exciting.
Wally's going to be back.
Gossamer
for that.
test is exciting.
Reid, if you want to come back for that, we're going to do it again on Tuesday.
I will be in White Lake, North Carolina,
Never mind.
which is a lake that
It's a
was
lake.
created by a meteor. It's a crater.
Look at that.
And
We're
someone
we're
was
drawing
like, "Hey,
everything
that would make a
together.
good swimming pool."
Let's
So it's a
fill it.
man.
do
They
it.
turned into a man-made
Let's
lake.
do it.
So
Let's
we
fill
go.
it out.
We've gone there every year since I was 14. So
That's
20,
dope.
21
That's cool.
years now.
God damn, that's a
If
good,
I
that's
if I had a
good
child on my first trip, he would be eligible to drink alcohol on this
No,
trip, and
this one, on
I'm
this
gonna
we're going to send it.
Celebrate
That's what was
that?
gonna
yeah,
happen. I like it.
that or drown myself.
Hey,
Huh?
either way, let us know. But next week we're doing that. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.